Mabusa. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Thank you, Kermit the Hermit, for 6 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh boy, we haven't seen each other since my birthday, which was like, what, over 2 weeks ago? A little bit over, over a week ago. 2 weeks ago was a little long. It was a little long. I hate to do this to you guys, but today and maybe tomorrow I will be streaming. I say today and maybe tomorrow, but because I'm going to Offkai, so I'm at home for just like a few days, and then I'll be heading back out on a trip. So you guys won't get to have me for very much this week. I apologize. But hello, thank you guys for the welcome back. It's been like years. Oh boy, I'm sorry. It's that season where a lot of events are happening. So unfortunately, I am quite busy. Let me readjust this. I don't know. Is this like too distracting for you guys? Should I have made like a better graphic? I don't know. Maybe I should have. Oh well. I can make an image slideshow. What does this do? I'll play with that later. Anyways, I missed you guys so much. You have no idea. I forgot to actually I forgot to put it on my YouTube community tab. But if you were on YouTube or you weren't like, I guess in my Discord server or anything like that, Twitter or anything, I did take a 1-week vacation. A really well-needed vacation. So yeah. If you guys were wondering where I went, I was gonna mention it after I came back, but I went on a cruise with the familia. It was great. This is like the second time I've been on a cruise. I've been on one cruise before, but it was like when I was very, very young. And to be honest, I don't remember any of it. So this time around, I was like, oh, I don't know what to expect being on a cruise ship. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. We can talk about it. Let's see. I do have some pictures I wanted to show you guys about the cruise. I didn't eat the salad. No, I didn't. Listen, the explosive diarrhea virus. What is it? Is it a virus or a parasite? I'm pretty sure it's a parasite. It's some sort of parasite. It has escaped the East Coast and has made its way to the West. So I'm being very, very wary of what I am consuming. Definitely no lettuce or anything like that. I'm very scared. Listen. Some of the worst pain I've ever had in my life was food poisoning. And I feel like it'd be very similar to what the explosive diarrhea parasite is. All right, that was... But yeah, I did go on a cruise. I went to Mexico. It was great. It was like my second time in Mexico. My first time in Mexico was the first cruise I took when I was younger, which I don't remember. So to me in my head, I'm like, this is my first time in Mexico. Yeah, food poisoning is quite bad. Yeah, it's really bad. Some of the worst pain in my life I've ever felt was from food poisoning. So I'm very careful with what I eat. So yeah. But I did sail Royal Caribbean, which was fun. It was one of like, I don't know, people say it's like a budget cruise, but honestly, it was really nice. Like, it was like stupid nice. Like, it was just like, whoa, it's awesome. So yeah, I didn't go to Tijuana. I went to Ensenada. Ensenada was awesome. I guess I can start showing pictures now. I actually didn't take very many pictures because I tried to stay off my phone. Yeah. So, it was funny because I had booked a restaurant. So when you go on a cruise, okay, so you kind of pay like an upfront cost, for example, like, I don't know, $700 per person. And that includes, like, the buffets. Like, there's a buffet. There's, like, a few places on board that is included. There was, like, a hot dog place and a pizza place, like a cafe place where you could just go up there, tell them what you want, and they just give it to you. You don't have to pay for it because you technically paid for it in the initial price. And then there was also, like, specialty restaurants. I guess the more fancier restaurants, you could pay, like, a flat price. Like, you pay like $45 to go to these restaurants and basically order whatever you want. So I had booked one because I felt like, wow, if we're going on a cruise, the Mi Familia, we have to at least try one of the specialty restaurants. And I had booked it, not really knowing too much about the restaurant. All I saw was like, ooh, fancy food. You would never believe. You would never believe! What restaurant? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hold up. Ah! Can I, like... Can you read that? Chat, can you read that? Can you read that? I didn't know. I had no clue until like a week before, and I was checking my Royal Caribbean app. I'm like, okay, let me just make sure, because here's the thing. I'm very much like, I want to make sure all my ducks are in line. I'm using the word ducks because that's a very specific wording I'm using. to make sure everything's fine. So I had accidentally booked, I honestly didn't know. I just saw a nice Italian restaurant, and apparently it's owned by Jamie Oliver. So I got to eat Jamie Oliver food on the cruise. More about that once we start getting there. But the first day is great. We arrived on the ship, and I was low-key kind of like enamored because, oh gosh, it was just, how do I say it? It was like very nice. Okay, I'm a frequent Las Vegas person. I go to Vegas quite often, because, you know, I'm Filipino, all right? I do like to gamble every now and then. The family, it runs in the family. It runs in the family. But, sorry, brain farting. So it honestly felt like a Las Vegas hotel. Like, there was a casino on the one of the decks. There was like almost like, it felt like a small mall. There were a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants. It was really nice. Like, there was like a pub and everything. And it just felt like super duper fancy. Like, it was so incredibly fancy. And I was dressed in like just shorts and a t-shirt. And it was, I was like, am I dressed appropriately for this? But, you know, it's vacation mode. Everybody's kind of whatever. But I had booked I stayed in a separate room, but I got in a balcony room, so I was very lucky to be able to just like chill outside and just watch the ocean. You know, it was really nice. But yeah, the check-in process was super quick. Honestly, it felt like going through TSA. It felt like going through TSA, and then I was on the boat. So the first place I ended up hitting up, which was probably a big mistake, because everybody goes to this place when they get on a cruise ship, was the buffet. So the Royal Caribbean buffet, I believe the buffet is the same, not the same, it's named the same on the rest of their ships, but it's called the Windjammer. And it's a really nice just buffet. There was like a build your burger station and like a salad station, fruit station. They had international foods, all of that. So I had decided like, wow, I didn't eat anything. So maybe I should go and, you know, to the buffet. Turns out everybody had the same fucking idea. So it was like the worst. I couldn't find a table very quick, but it's fine. The food was actually not horrible. It was really good. I was actually scared because I was watching videos and I was reading Reddit posts about the specific ship I was on. I was on Quantum of the Seas. It's a great ship. Apparently it's one of their newer, nicer ships. So I wasn't aware. Listen, I'm not like a big cruise ship connoisseur. Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But it was nice. The food, I was worried because a lot of the people actually complained specifically about Quantum and how the food wasn't good on the ship. So I was like, oh no, am I just gonna have like shitty ass food this entire week? Like so I was a little scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared, but surprisingly, I think most of the food I had on the ship was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think some people were overreacting. Like, there was definitely some stuff at the buffet that wasn't, like, amazing. But, I mean, if you're going to a buffet, are you really expecting, like, luxurious food? Especially if you're not paying for it. It's kind of free with your fare, you know? So, yeah. I went to the buffet. It was pretty good. And then I went to my room. And I unfortunately actually didn't take a picture of this. I was so just excited to be on a ship. But I decorated my room. Apparently decorating like cruise rooms is something. So I decorated my room a little bit. I bought like these magnets. Because when you go on a cruise ship, all right, in your room, everything is magnetic. Your walls are magnetic. Your ceiling is magnetic. Everything is magnetic. So you could buy like magnets and like metal hooks and hang stuff on it, which was actually something I did. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But it was great. I decorated my door too. I got to like meet my neighbors. which was great. Oh, there's a lot of couples sailing. Metal hooks was definitely the strat. Yeah. How do the magnets work? Everything is just magnetic. Like the walls are magnetic on a cruise ship. So I bought like a pack of magnetic hooks and it was so nice. I could hang my towels. I had like a lanyard because when you go on Royal Caribbean, they give you like a card and it almost functions like your ID. So your ID, your credit card, and your room key. So you don't need to take your credit card out whenever you're on these ships because you hook it up to your sea pass. So I had a lanyard and I just put it in there and I was just walking around with a lanyard. Do they have private decks? I'm not sure. I wasn't looking into that. I was just like, give me a goddamn room. Give me a room. So yeah, let me see if I have more pictures I can show. This was probably my favorite place one of my favorite places on the ship. I say as I only went there like one time, but they had this Plex dog house. I didn't have time to blur everybody's faces. I'm sorry. None of these people I know. I just literally took a picture. But it was like a hot dog stand and you could get like, I even took a picture of the menu. You can get like different hot dogs. You can choose your bun, what kind of hot dog you had, if you wanted like toppings and all that. It was really good. I went on there before we set sail and I got an everything bun with a bratwurst and onions and a potato salad. I had to brush my teeth after this. It was disgusting. Like, not disgusting, but my breath probably smelled horrible. But it was really cool. The ship had like what they called like a seaplex. So it was basically a really big, I didn't take a picture of it. It was like a really big floor. Like, think of it almost like a basketball court, but they could change it into like a basketball court, volleyball court. They did like bumper cars some nights. They did like laser tag some nights, roller skating. So there was a ton of activities on the ship. And what I really liked about Royal Caribbean was they seemed to have catered to everybody within like age groups. There was obviously a lot of families on the ship, as well as like couples and all of that. Couples. Some people were like traveling with their friend groups, like college groups and all of that. So it was quite nice. Apple sausages. Unfortunately, I told myself like every single day I was gonna go try a new hot dog. That didn't happen. It did not happen. I was too full. Listen, after that trip, I did not want to eat anymore. I was just like, nope, I don't want to eat anymore. I was too full. But I also have pictures of like food I ate. So I think it's during the morning. So they have early morning they have the main dining room. So it's almost like a restaurant type of thing. It's a little it's quite fancy actually. You don't have to dress fancy, but it was quite fancy. But they serve like fancy food. So I took a lot of pictures of those. But so I had learned about this like a few days before the cruise, which I was like kind of mad about because I wish I had found out about this earlier. Thank you for the follow. So apparently there's like a cruise duck culture, like duck, like the animal. So apparently a lot of cruise goers, what they do is they hide like rubber ducks or just like ducks around the ship, and people can go and find them. So I had decided last minute that I was gonna buy like a bulk amount of rubber ducks, and I bought like a duck mailbox that was magnetic that I put outside on my door, so people can leave ducks at my door, and I could just leave my own ducks, and it was really cool. So this was me finding my first one. I found this little guy, and I'll show you guys later how many ducks I ended up accumulating by the end of the trip. I have too many ducks. I have too many. I just say it's a lot. But this was cool. I took this outside. It was pretty cool. It was a big bear. statue just out on the deck. I was doing a lot of laps around the ship. I needed to digest the food. Okay, I needed to digest the food. I was like, it's cool. They had like a running track almost like this. You could see it there, but people were constantly just jogging, walking, running. You know, they had a gym on board too, which was actually really nice. The gym was very nice. I actually really liked the gym. But yeah, this was one of my favorite parts of the trip. There was like a sea day, which means you're spending all day in the middle of the sea. And obviously, you know, we're not porting anywhere. There's nowhere for anybody to get off. So the crews did a really good job at making sure everybody was was entertained. So I went to go watch. There was a belly flop competition. So basically, I guess a bunch of people could volunteer and just jump in the pool, belly flop, and the best one got like a prize. I forgot what they got. It was like kind of cool. There were some really lame ones there too. There were some people who I'm like, that was not a good belly flop. But it was great. I got to see a lot of men shirtless, so that was awesome. Here's some of the food I ate. This was like a crab cake. It was like a crab cake. It was really yum. This was in like the main dining room. And then I got a prime rib. You know, the prime rib was actually I'm not a big prime rib fan, if I'm being really honest with you. I find prime rib to be prime mid. But it was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. It was very yummy. It was really probably one a keychain. Probably. And then dessert, I got like this chocolate custard thing. It was very delicious. I had a spoiler alert. They also have unlimited ice cream on board. So I don't even know how many chocolate ice cream cones I have. I'm really weak for chocolate, all right? Chocolate is awesome. Let's see what else. Oh, let me show you guys the first towel. So it was really cool. Something they do on cruise ships, like the housekeeping. By the way, I just want to say, I have no respect for anybody who's rude to service workers. Thankfully, I don't think I've seen anybody be super rude to like the cruise ship workers. But like those guys work so hard. A lot of them are Filipino, which we'll get into that in a little bit. But this was my first towel animal. I actually have no idea what this is. I had no clue. I'm like, is this an elephant? Is this a bear? Is this what is this? I have no clue what this is. But he was cute. I was so sad I had to take him apart. I needed the towels, okay. What else did I do on day one? Oh, I went to go see a comedy show. And the guy was pretty funny. However, ... He seemed to be, I forgot his name. I need to go look it up. But he seemed to be a very like raunchy comedian. So when you put a raunchy comedian on a ship with like a ton of families, and it's funny because I thought he was funny. I don't really like, I guess, I'm not really into like comedians like that, but I like going to see shows every now and then. But they had warned everybody actually before the show started. The cruise director had literally come out and was just like, hey, like just forewarning, you know, this comedian, he's quite raunchy. We suggest everybody in here be 18 plus. You know, he's gonna be talking about the birds and the bees. So he comes out and starts making like dick jokes and like all of that. And I just see a bunch of families just get up and leave. And I'm sitting here like, you were warned. You were warned that this guy was going to be raunchy. And it said so because if you go on there's a Royal Caribbean app. So it tells you like the schedule of like what's going on every single day and all of that. And it was on there too. It said 18 plus. So yeah, he was quite raunchy. However, I think he's one of those comedians that I feel like really I guess, tries to bounce off the audience, and the audience was just not responding well, and I could tell he had to actually end his set a little early, and I felt a little bad. I was like, oh damn. I could tell he was a funny dude, but he just, I guess the crowd, that specific crowd was just not feeling his jokes, and like, that's fine, that's okay. But that's how I ended my night. I don't try to remember, did I do anything else? Oh yeah, cruise bathrooms are so tiny. I was literally like, this is like the size of a New York City apartment. They were dumb to have stayed when they have young kids with them. Yeah, no, they were warned. They were warned. They were 100% warned about what was gonna be said. What was gonna be said. Like, she actually had quite a list of, like, he makes raunchy jokes, birds and bees type of jokes. If you don't like that, please leave. And then immediately he was making the jokes, and there were people laughing, but you could tell there were families there that was like, I cannot believe he's making these jokes. Like, brother, you were warned. You were warned. I felt so bad, but I was like sitting in the back on like the second story. So like he wasn't directly interacting with my crowd. He was directly like interacting with the crowd in the front. But yeah. It was pretty cool. It was funny. I just felt bad that I kind of wish the crowd was a little more receptive. I just think maybe it was the wrong demographic of people. Because I could tell he's a funny dude. I actually quite liked his jokes. I was laughing quite a bit. I was like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. We were on one of the community and crowd work, and it was rough. Yeah, I just don't know if cruise demographics are for those type of comedians. I don't know. He also did it a little earlier in like the day or in the evening. I think he had like a 7:30 show and a 9:30 show, and I went to the 9:30 one, which I guess, you know, considered late, but you know, this people on the cruise ships don't sleep till like 2:30. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of wrapped my day up there. I was so tired from all the traveling because I had to travel to get to where the ship was leaving, so it was quite tiring. So day 2 rolls around. It was like the on-sea day, so I'm kind of skipping around. I took this picture. I did morning coffee on the balcony. It was very nice. I was hoping to see like actual sea life, but unfortunately, did not see any on this day. But I had a coffee on the balcony. It was really nice. Nice nails. Thank you. Thank you. I always make sure my nails look nice before I go anywhere. I cannot be seen with naked nails. So the second day, so I joined a Facebook group with like a bunch of cruise goers, and they had set up a duck exchange in the morning. So all of the cruise goers that were participating in the whole rubber duck stuff, everybody met up at like a bar, and we were just trading ducks. So I received, some very lovely lady and her husband gave me these. They were so cute. Facebook in 2026, hell yeah. Listen, Facebook, look, honestly, I used to not like fuck with Facebook, but Facebook's fun. I like Facebook. But this lovely couple gave me some rubber ducks, and I was trading them. So let me actually just. Hello? What the fuck? Okay. I'm becoming a duck saleswoman. I am. So this was the haul after the duck exchange. Look at how many ducks I got. And then somebody gave me a little thing that had like Jesus in it. It was kind of funny. But I got all these ducks. You know, it was really cute. There was someone gave me one that lit up. Somebody gave me one that looks like SpongeBob. Somebody gave me one that looked like Sully from Monsters Inc. That girl had specifically Disney rubber ducks. And they were so cute. You could also see my really messed up Awala water bottle in the background. But yes, it was fun. I actually found more ducks later, but I don't have any pictures. Well, Jesus does float on water, so he's at least part duck, per Monty Python. True. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these guys. I'm gonna have to find a place to put all of these. I actually, they're still sitting in my suitcase because I don't know what to do with them. They're all there. But I went to the duck exchange. I kind of spent the second day just exploring the ship because the ship was massive. There was like 16 decks. And you know, some of them are just rooms, but there was like, oh, like the fitness deck. There was like they had a place called the Solarium, which was an adult only pool and bar type of situation, and they had some really nice chairs there. So I actually spent quite a bit of my vacation just like chilling in there. I brought my Kindle and everything, so it was just really nice. It was really nice. Is it new? It's just a new hairstyle. It's a new hairstyle. And then we updated parts of my model. But yeah, can I just say the ship Wi-Fi was also buns. Like, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I also read that Quantum it was just known to have bad Wi-Fi compared to the other royal ships. So yeah. This was also the day I had booked a reservation to eat at the Jamie Oliver restaurant. I say. So, it was honest review. First, I got this. This is what I ordered at the Jamie Oliver restaurant. I got this shrimp linguine. And honest review, it was really good. Like, it was actually pretty yummy. I like shrimp. Honest to God. Okay, I'm not a pasta person, okay? I almost never, ever go out of my way to eat pasta unless it's like the only thing on the menu, okay? But, you know, obviously if I'm eating at an Italian restaurant where they make the pasta in-house and everything, I'm like, I have to get their thing. It looks great. The lighting in these restaurants is pretty bad, but it was actually quite delicious. It was like a shrimp linguine. Yeah. Yeah, it was not made by Jamie. There was another Italian chef. That Italian chef came out to my table and they asked, like, oh, how was the food? It was really good. Yeah, is that a paper plate? No, it's just a very fancy looking plate. But there was like shrimp, I think that's parsley. And it was like a cream sauce. Like whenever I go get pasta, I always get like cream sauce. I'm not really big on the tomato sauce. Like it's fine, but if I had a preference, it's definitely creamy sauces like carbonaras, alfredos, all of that. But it was very yummy. And then I finished off the meal with dessert. They gave me a lime sorbet. It was really good. Now, here's where things get a little dicey. So I'm lactose intolerant, okay? I don't process dairy very well. Dairy and I are not 100% best friends. So whenever I order like things with dairy in it, my tummy hurts. So I spent the rest of my night in my cabin, like tummy ache. So I'm like, is this because of Jamie Oliver or is this because of my tummy? Probably my tummy. Ashley tasted okay. No, it's literally, so when you go to fancy restaurants like this, it's actually pretty like normal for the chef to come out for like a few minutes and check on every table, ask them how the food was. So I wasn't like, oh, he's doing it because he's insecure. It's just one of those things they do whenever you go to like these type of restaurants. They did that a lot in the main dining room too, where the chefs would come out and ask you how the food is, you know. And it's cool sometimes they'll like tell you too, like, oh, you know, I've been doing this for this many years. I've trained here, that. So it was actually really nice, like talking to the people who made the food. And all of the waiters and the waitresses that were on this ship were so lovely. Like, you could tell they really are putting like a ton of effort into their jobs. The thing about, like, I guess cruise ship workers is that they don't get a day off. They go on what they call like a contract, like a 9. It depends. I think it depends on what ship you're on, what like company you're on, as well as like what I guess position you're in. So the waiters usually do like 6 to 9 months contract. So they have to work for 6 to 9 months straight, no day off. And they work like 8 to 10 hour shifts. And before you ask like, oh, that doesn't sound legal. Well, it's not legal here in the States, but when you're out on the ocean, you're kind of the laws there are quite different. So yeah, they're contracts. So these people know what they signed up for, but I have so much respect for like cruise ship workers. They're really cool. And then I was out on the deck, watched the sunset. It was very bonita. It was very nice. It was actually quite cold. Like I was actually really cold here. Yeah, it's hard work. I have respect for all of those workers. I actually so I prepaid my gratuities, which apparently is, I didn't know that that's kind of not a good way to do it. I didn't know until like a little bit, I guess, before. So I ended up just like cashing out some money, and I was tipping in cash as well. So I made sure everybody that was like taking care of me got some tips, you know. It was cool because like I would like to think like 75% of the crew were actually Filipino. Filipinos are really if you go on a cruise, a lot of these companies hire Filipinos. They actually have offices in the Philippines where they just hire people. So it just like, I was talking to one of the waiters and he was literally just telling me like, oh, I go back home to the Philippines in September, you know, I'm doing this to pay for my daughter's school and make sure that they have a house and all that. I'm like, damn, like I was telling him like that must be so difficult. And it's like, oh, this is just one guy's story. Like, can I imagine like what everybody else's story is? So I was like, I hope you get to go home soon, which he was gonna go home soon, but man, these people work so hard. I literally, again, I have no respect for people that are disrespectful to customer service workers. I don't understand how people can sleep at night being rude to these people. Like, they're humans too. Like, come on. Let's see. Oh, so we made a stop on day 3 at Catalina Island. And it was actually like, I woke up in the morning because there was like an announcement going off. And there was an announcement like, all medical staff to deck 7. Spoiler alert, I was on deck 7. So I was like, huh? What's going on? What's happening? And there was apparently a medical emergency. I think somebody was like going through something. I don't know exactly what happened, but it sucked because they had to like fly a helicopter out there and fly this person out to the nearest medical center. And I was like, damn, that sucks. So that's how I started my morning. And then day 3 also started with the Pokemon Center drop for the 30th anniversary ETBs. And mind you, I'm on cruise Wi-Fi, okay? Cruise Wi-Fi is great. It's like enough to scroll through TikTok, refresh your social media feed. So here I was on the ship trying to like get into the Pokemon Center queue that was hours and hours long, trying to get a freaking ETB. Spoiler alert, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I kept getting kicked out of the queue because my Wi-Fi was just that bad. But I was able to get like a few packs from the 30th anniversary set, so I guess that was pretty cool. That was cool. But I actually didn't get off the ship that day. I could have gotten off, but if I'm being honest, I wasn't like feeling like it. So I ended up spending actually a lot of day 3. I spent a lot of day 3 in the solarium, which was like the adult pool and bar, and had a few margaritas and just sat in the hot tub and chilled. It was very like just pool day, relaxed day. And it was nice because most of the people actually got off the ship. not very many people stayed. So I felt like I had the pools to myself. It was very nice. Very, very nice. I missed out on the first wave of round 1 OP. That we'll get to that in a little bit. Oh god. Oh lord. Anyways. The 30th anniversary site is gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be fucking I was able to get 3 booster bundles yesterday from Pokemon Center. So that was pretty cool. That was awesome. I'm very happy. I didn't get the Pokemon Center ETB though. It was really, really difficult. Let's see. What else did I do that day? Oh! I was a little nervous to show this picture. A little nervous. Chat, I need you to hold my hand. Cause I got no ETBs. It's like a lot of people didn't get them. I was really sad. You had to have been like on the Pokemon Center for like 5 hours to be able to get one, and you had to like pay attention. Okay, you had to make sure your phone wasn't turning off, your PC wasn't going to sleep. It was horrible. But I told myself, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna spend the rest of my day today when I was supposed to be on vacation just watching my phone on the Pokemon Center. Like that wasn't going to happen. I felt like that was like such a horrible way to spend my vacation. But I wanted to show you. I need you guys to be nice to me, okay? I need you guys to be nice to me. You guys promise you'll be nice? Exclusive drop here. There was one picture I took of myself. I covered my face. But I really loved the outfit I wore. I thought it was really cute. So I'll show you guys this really cute outfit I wore. It's funny, I've never showed any type of picture like this on my social media because I'm very peepo shy. I'm very, very peepo shy. So I need you guys to be nice to me, okay? Okay. Thoughts? Outfit? Outfit of the day? Thoughts? Guys, I swear I look taller in person. Guys, I swear I look taller in person. I swear I look taller in person. The Robin, that was my lanyard. I brought my Nico Robin lanyard. I actually got stopped a few times. I got stopped by a kid. A kid stopped me and was like, is that a Nico Robin wanted poster on your thing? And I was just like, yeah, it is. Can I say something? Yes, you are allowed to say something. You are allowed to say something. But yeah, that's probably the closest picture you guys will ever get of yours truly. Yours truly. I was very, very, very cute. I loved this outfit. This was probably my favorite outfit. No, there was like, I did not take any, I did not, there's no pictures of me with my foot, all right? Nobody gets to see that. You guys, yeah, look. I do. Doxing yourself as Nico Robin. Spoiler alert, I am Nico Robin. But yeah, very cute outfit. Very cute outfit. I enjoyed walking around in this. It was very, very nice. But yeah, that's the closest thing you guys will ever get to seeing yours truly. I swear I look taller in person. I swear to God. I am not that short. Like Disney villain-esque. I actually, a lot of my outfits are very like this. Like people have told me I look very business casual in the way I dress. Tall door or short shy? It was actually quite tall ceilings. I swear to God. Happy Mary on birthday, thank you. But yes, very cute outfit. Very cute outfit. You can also see I'm not flat either. I do have boobs. I do have big boobas. But I guess we could go on to day 4. So I went to Ensenada, Mexico. Which I guess it's a very it's a big cruise port, so it's quite touristy. So there was a lot of touristy things to do there. You look cute, thank you. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'll be honest. I'll say it. I'm you know, there's a little tummy, you know, a little tummy there. Little tummy. I'm not like a stick, you know. You know what they say? I do have thick thighs in person, I swear. I haven't tried to kill anybody with it yet, but one day. Looks 5 feet. I will tell you, I am taller than 5 feet. I'm not exactly 5 feet, but I am taller than 5 feet. I will say I am the tallest in my family. The rest of my family is quite short. My mother is like 4'11". She might be 4'10". Thick thighs save lives, yeah, you know. I like how the viewer count is up now. Now there's a picture of me on the screen. Oh Lord. Anyways, I went to Mexico. So I had booked. I didn't know what to do in Mexico. Like I didn't book this until like a week before. I was like, what am I gonna do in Mexico? What is there to do over there? And turns out there's a place. There's like a rescue. What are those places called? Not conservative. Is it conservatory? Conservation? Conservation place where they just like have rescue animals, and it was really cool. It was called something. Yeah, it was like a sanctuary, but they're most known for their capybaras. Now, I had tweeted out this. I was hoping somebody would say something about it. Let me see. Where was it? I was hoping somebody would catch it, but nobody commented on it, and I was just like sad. I was like, no, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. Okay, where did I put it? I think I put it here. I need to organize my folders. Oh, that's where it was. So this was like the announcement I made, right? The announcement graphic. I had it on my Twitter, I had my Discord. If you had looked very closely, it says I will touch grass and maybe a capybara. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. But I had booked an excursion. So an excursion is when you get off the ship and you do like an activity. So there were like a few options in Ensenada. There was like a surfing excursion where they took you to a surfing spot and they taught you how to surf. There was like a horseback riding excursion on the beach. And there was like somewhere, I guess there was like a geyser that's really popular in Ensenada, where you could go and just watch the geyser. There was like food tours as well, like vineyard tours and stuff like that. So I had decided to go on their animal tour, where they took us like about 45 minutes out of Ensenada to this like sanctuary, like rescue place. And I had bought like their most expensive package, because, you know, I don't ever really get to do these things. So I was just like, you know, I can afford it. I think I can spend some time, you know, with the animals. So I didn't actually take too many pictures of them. I took some videos, but I don't know if I want to show those videos. It was like way too loud. So I got to see, oh, oops. Oh my God. I got to see these little guys, these little capybaras. And if I paid like, what, like $15 USD, I got to go in there and hang out with them and feed them. So obviously I did that. Are the cappies loud? No, they're really chill and quiet. But it was really cool. There was like a little like show with the families where they were showing off the animals. And it's not, I made sure to do my research. Like, this place seems to be like a very well kept place. Like I could tell like the people who worked there really cared about the animals and made sure that they were well taken care of. So I made sure to like, oh, before I even booked it, like, oh, is it like one of those really poor places where they just don't take care of them? But these are rescue animals, so they keep them here and take care of them, because otherwise if they were in the wild they would be GGs. So why we class it, they're just big rats. Capybaras are big rats. So I got to hang out with the capybaras. They gave me some like watermelons. So I went in there and I was just feeding them, and they all like came up to me and they were just like chomping, you know. They were super cool. They were so chill. I took a picture of one. Where is he? Guys, he's not dead, I promise. He's literally just laying there. He was just taking a nap. He was so cute. You know, it took literally everything in me to not, like, pick him up and take him back on the ship. It took literally everything in me to not do that. I wanted to take him home so bad. Here's another picture. He's so cute. Since you look like Pokemon, you need a Pokemon suit. Probably not for a little bit. But thank you for the 200 bits. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. This was literally like the best part, okay? So there were other places. I don't think I have any more pictures, but I can tell you what I did. Oh, here's a picture of a sleeping lion. He was just taking a nap. The whole time I was there, I kept checking. I was like, is he gonna wake up? He didn't wake up. He went to bed. He was just laying down. There are a few times I saw him kind of roll around and yawn, but he was just sleeping. He had big balls. I looked, he had his balls out. I don't know if you can see it, but like his nutsack is right there. He had a really big nutsack. But it was cool. I got to feed some giraffes. That was fun. I did not know that the giraffe's tongue is like 20 inches long. That was quite horrifying, but you know, it was fun. The giraffe was very nice to me. Okay, the giraffe was very, very nice. I also got to hang out. They had like a little baby jaguar that you could go in there and like hang out with for like an additional cost. So I paid like to go hang out with a little baby jaguar. He was like just born like a few months ago. And then they put me in a cage with a bigger jaguar, and I was actually so fucking scared. But the guys were like, no, he's actually so nice. He's never bit anybody. And like you could tell that jaguar loved the guys in there because he kept like wanting to play with them. It was so cute. He was adorable. And then I got to hang out with like lemurs as well, like the King Jodiac from Madagascar. Those guys were kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. They were like, don't pet them. If they jump on you, just let them. All right. And they gave like everybody like berries. So these guys were just like ripping them out of my hand. They're so strong. They're so strong. Their tails are strong. And then they put me and a few other people in like this little other exhibit where it was interactive and there were monkeys. And that day I was wearing like my hair up. So I had like a hair clip. And the first thing was like little monkey did to me was he jumped on my shoulder and tried to rip my hair clip out of my hair. And I was kind of scared. I'm like, oh no, but they were really cute. I actually really enjoyed them. I got to feed some raccoons as well. It was pretty fun. They're really cute. They have little grabby hands, you know. I got to feed those guys. I wanted to hold like the snakes and stuff. That wasn't included in like the package I had bought. But I wanted to hold the snakes, but my family doesn't like snakes. I don't know. I think snakes are cool. I've always wanted a snake, but I wanted to do that, but there was no time. We had to like get back on the bus at a certain time to make sure we got back on the ship. But I what do you call it? We had some time before we had to go back on the ship. So Ensenada is like a beach town. It's like a beach town. So they're really known for their seafood. Have you held a steak before? I have. I've held quite a few before. When I was in elementary school, we had like a teacher. He was really into reptiles. Like he kept like 7 snakes in his classroom. And I was in like the reptile club. So I helped take care of those little guys. I bought like dead rats and stuff for for those snakes at the age of like 9. So I think snakes are really cool. Let's see. Oh. So I got some tacos. I went to this really busy stand. There was actually a lot of tourists at this stand. But it was really good. I got like a shrimp taco and a fish taco. So it was very yummy. And then that's, I guess, what Ensenada is known for is their seafood. And then I don't know. You guys might not fuck with this. A lot of people don't fuck with this, but I do. Is I got these oysters. I'm an oyster eater, okay? I like eating oysters. I know they're a little bit of a scary food to eat, but I grew up eating oysters because my dad loves eating oysters. So I got a few and it was delicious. I enjoyed it. Yeah, you can see like the stand in the background. So there was a ton of people who are on the cruise who went here as well. It was really crowded. There was probably like 30-40 people around these stands. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of nuts. It was a lot. So yeah. So throughout the entire cruise, I was kind of speaking very light Tagalog to all of the stateroom attendants, the waiters and stuff. There was like that one tweet I made where one of the waiters clocked because I was like ordering in Tagalog, and the guy, I was ordering like chicken tenders at the pool, and he was joking with me. He's like, "Do you want rice with your chicken tenders? If you want rice, we could get you rice." Spoiler alert, I got it. So yeah. So on the last night of the cruise, I went to the main dining room and they had surprised us with Filipino food. Yes. So they brought out the pandesal with the butter, sugar, and like Filipino cheese. And they had brought out this is their, they made caldereta, and they also made adobo on my last night of the cruise. It was awesome. It was so good. It was so yummy, and it was great. I had a great time. I was so sad. So and then, you know, I had to get, you know, this is I guess the Royal Caribbean signature chocolate cake. It was amazing. I love chocolate. Chocolate is awesome. I could eat chocolate forever. Should I be eating chocolate forever? Probably not, but it was very yummy. I loved all of the food, and it was great. I think I definitely glazed over a few parts. I went to like a magic show as well. There was like a magic show, and oh god, what was the guy's name? He was like a magician. He's known for being like... There we go. His name was Ed Alonzo. So I guess he is known to be like a comedian, illusionist. He called himself the misfit of magic. So like he did like magic tricks, but some of them were like purposefully bad. Some of them were like purposely bad, but to be funny. And it was probably the best show I saw on that ship. Okay, so I think because he catered more to like families and stuff, I think the response from the audience was a lot better. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah. But he was funny. I had a great time. He wasn't just a showboat. I mean, okay, so Royal Caribbean is actually known to be more of a showboat. Every ship... I almost knocked over my cup. every ship you go on is a little different. Like there's some ships, like the more expensive ships, you have like literal Broadway productions. I went on one of their mid-tier ships. I didn't go on like their like massive ships, you know. There's like the big, like Legends of the Seas is one, massive. There's like Star of the Seas. Those are like two of their like premium ships where it's a lot more expensive to get on the ship, but you kind of have a lot more to do. But I went on like one of their more mid-tier ships. It was still pretty big. Like, yeah, definitely did some late night relaxing as well on the decks and stuff. It was really nice. I feel like I really needed this. I tried my best to stay disconnected from like Discord and everything like that. There was obviously times I was tweeting on Twitter, but I tried not to touch anything Psy related, like work related, too often. I knew that things were going to come up because Offkai is this week. And, you know, there were definitely things I was messaging people about, like, oh, just make sure, you know, we got this done. I have to get this done. So, yeah, literally the day I came back from my cruise, I literally got into a call with my manager and we were just going over things. So the second I came home, I was literally like, oh, yeah, let's get work done. So, oh, and then my car AC broke. That was awesome. I was going to stream yesterday, but my car AC broke and I couldn't stream. So, that was my cruise. I think I definitely, like, I don't know. I feel like I covered most of it. I honestly didn't do too many exciting things other than relaxing and sitting at the pool and, you know, just doing my thing. Just relaxing, you know? Yeah, my AC, my car went poof. So I needed to get that fixed because it's very hot in Atlantis, and obviously I didn't want to, you know, drive around in Atlantis in a car with no air conditioning. So that got fixed yesterday. My wallet's suffering. My wallet is not super happy. Please watch my YouTube videos. Please watch my YouTube videos so I can get paid. Anyways. So, literally the day after I had gotten off the cruise, I had decided, since I was in the city, I was, so I ported out of Los Angeles. I ported out of Los Angeles, so I was in the area, and I was like, you know what? I had preemptively already knew I was going to be there, so I had booked a one-piece round one reservation for the promo cards. So the idea was, let me show you the cards. Please watch them all twice. Please watch my YouTube videos. That is the best way to support me for absolutely free, by the way. Absolutely free. S11. Okay. Hello? Where is the picture I had saved? Did I not take? Oh, here we go. So round one on the 18th of, was it 18th? The 18th of July, right? Is it the 18th or the 19th? Yes, the 18th of July had released these cards, or these packs. So the idea is for every $20 you spend to reload your game card at round one, you got a pack that received one of these 10 cards. There's 10 cards, I promise. One of them is missing. Who is missing? Oh, Jinbei's missing from this picture. But there's 10 cards to collect. So I had already known I was going to be in the area, so I booked the Burbank one. Big mistake, by the way. I should have booked something else. But I had arrived there, and the line was pretty long. And I had expected, like, okay, well, I'm going to be here for, like, maybe 4 hours. Maybe 4 hours. I wasn't very, prepared. I was wearing, like, sandals. I brought, like, a fan and stuff, but I was expected to wait, like, 4 hours. The line was long, but I was like, oh, okay, they're just gonna get through all these people. It's gonna be fine. Like, I didn't have anything else better to do that day other than, like, go back home to Atlantis. Spoiler alert, it was not 4 hours. What if I told you I waited 15 hours in that line? And then right when I got to the front, it was 2 a.m. in the morning, and round one closes at 2 a.m. So guess what? I didn't get my cards. I waited 16 hours. And, you know, the sunk cost fallacy is real. Because I easily probably could have left at, like, the 2-hour mark and was like, whatever. But, you know, I wasn't going to come back. You know, this was my only shot at getting the cards. Because I really wanted the cards. The cards look so cool. I wanted them for my collection. So the sunk cost fallacy is real, all right? 16 hours! 16 hours, and you know what the best part is? The best part is, honestly, I feel like it could have been so much worse if it wasn't for the fact that the people I was in line with, total strangers, I didn't know any of these people, but they were like some of the coolest people I've ever talked to. All right, these people were fucking awesome. They were great. One of them had very kindly had an extra one of those like chairs. So they saw I was standing for all this time. They're like, "Do you want a chair? I'll go get it from my car." I'm like, "Oh, no. If you want the chair, like that's fine. Like it's whatever. Like I'll sit on the ground. Like I don't really care." And they were very nice and brought chairs. And people were tagging each other out of the line. Like, "Oh, I'm hungry." "Oh, it's okay. I'll save your spot." Like. So I went to go get like Panda Express and they saved my spot. And then they went to go get food. I saved their spot. So everybody in the line was taking care of each other. Like it was quite nice. But there were some stinky people in line as well. There were people who were actively cutting the line. Like they were all the way in the back and they were like, "Well, fuck you guys. I'm going to cut the line." So it caused a lot of issues where people were getting mad at each other, all of that. And then, so there was a line outside to get into another line on the inside. And what was going on is that when you were going to go into the inside line, they gave you like a green sticker to basically say that, "Hey, I'm here to buy the cards." So people were selling the green stickers. Because if you had a green sticker and you walked in, they weren't going to question whether or not you were buying the cards. They already knew. So people were looping the line. The round one staff at this location were actual fucking idiots, okay? They weren't taking the stickers. They weren't like checking for a little bit. So the line outside wasn't moving because the people inside were looping the line. So there was maybe like a 2-hour period where I was just stationary outside. We weren't moving, but it was really cool, like just hanging out with people and talking with them. I actually ended up exchanging like Instagrams and numbers with like 5 people on the line because we were just all taking care of each other. It was great, but they had closed at 2 a.m. and literally I'm like maybe 2 or 3 people out from the front. And I looked at them and I said, "Hey, I'm not from this area. So, what, you're asking me to stay and come back in the morning?" And they went, "Yup." So, your girl had to go to a Planet Fitness. Mind you, it was like 90 degrees that day. I was covered in layers of sunscreen and sweat and dirt. It was just disgusting. There's no Walmarts or Targets open at 2 a.m. So I had to go to freaking a Walgreens to buy clothes because I had refused to like stay in these same clothes I was in. I had to go to a Planet Fitness to shower and I ended up sleeping in my car and waiting the next morning. And yeah. So everybody who was in the front that previous night, they actually had taken down our IDs and our names because they were like, "Oh, for everybody who's waiting tonight, we will like expedite you in the morning." We basically got to cut the line and get our cards before everybody else who just lined up that morning. So I had lined up, I had woken up, I slept in the parking lot in my car. Not safe, by the way. Do not recommend, especially when you're a girly pop like me. Like you don't do that. But I didn't have time to go book a hotel. All the people I knew who lived in the area, I didn't want to bother them at 2 a.m. Like I wasn't gonna do that. And I showed up at like 9:30. There was a huge line already. And there was a separate line with all the people who were with me the previous night. And these people in the other line were arguing with us. Like, "Hey, why are you guys in a separate line? Get in our line." And we were trying to explain to them like, "Oh, we were here last night. We waited 15 hours. We didn't get our cards. They had put our names on a list. We're supposed to go first." And these guys were arguing with like the staff and the managers. and they were like lying to them saying, oh, this line agreed that, you know, we'll send 2 people at a time from our line while they get to go. And then people that were in my line were like, we never said that. So there was some back and forth between, but whatever. We ended up going in. They went a lot faster. They only had like 1 register open the day previously. So can you imagine getting through like a 200, 300 person line and there being like, I don't know, 1 register? It was horrible. I do not recommend. But I got my cards and I was really happy. I wanted all 10 of them, but the only card I ended up missing was Chopper. I ended up pulling a dupe of Luffy, which was probably the best dupe to get from the set because it's technically the most expensive one. But I was texting all the people in that chat. I'm like, hey, I know I'm not from here. I don't know if you guys have an extra Chopper, but I have an extra Luffy. Can we please trade? So I didn't get any response for that. Some of them kept like their stuff sealed. So I was just like, whatever. I'll probably find another, like, I guess, opportunity to get a Chopper. But yeah, miserable experience. But then my car AC broke and I couldn't stream yesterday. And now I guess I'm here. But yeah, I've been yapping for so long. I honestly though, I feel like I had a decent vacation. I say decent. That last part was probably the worst part of my entire break. But yeah, I guess what to expect from me. I'm going to streaming today. I actually don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I actually don't know. Whoa! Thank you, Shadow Bow, for 22 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll get mine next weekend. I'll let you know if I pull dupes. Let me know. Let me know. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Anyways, I'll be streaming. What do you call it? I'm streaming today. I actually don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow because I'm leaving for Offkai on Thursday. So we'll see. I'm actually a little bit behind on reacts now. All of my react content has gone up minus like 2 videos. So those 2 videos will be keeping everything busy for a little bit, but that's why we're reacting today. So I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. That's why I didn't put a schedule out, because I have things I need to do tomorrow. I did do the round 1 One Piece. I did do that. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to mention about vacation? Other than I had a great cruise. The cruise was fun. Off-Kai prep. Oh yes, actually, yes. Very important. I did post. I didn't post it on Twitter yet. I posted it on my Discord server. So if you're in my Discord server, definitely go check out the announcement, or I will do it here. So I had made my Off-Kai Expo guide. I know it's not the best graphic design ever, but please deal with it. Can you not buy the Chopper? I would rather trade for it right now because I actually have things to trade for. So yeah. Let's see. I got the birthday merch. Actually forgot an order. I briefly paranoid with the suspicious package on my porch. Thank you for ordering my merch. By the way, guys, go order my merch. It's only gonna be available for, I think, for like what, 3 more weeks? 3 more weeks? I don't know how long. Anyways, this is my Off-Kai Expo guide. Sorry, you guys are going to be getting the full screen for a while. But yes, I will be attending Off-Kai Expo. My official virtual meet and greet will be at the Mythos booth. Mythos booth 605 on Saturday at 3 p.m. I will be accepting small gifts. Please keep in mind that I am traveling for this event. So I only have so much room for me to pack stuff. So if you are going to Off-Kai Expo, and plan to bring me any gifts, because I know there were some people that were talking about it, please keep in mind, don't bring anything giant, small gifts, all of that. There's also some exclusive merch at the at the booth that you can only get at Offkai Expo. So please don't ask me if it's going on a website or anything like that. As you can see, there is a keychain and a standee. This theme of Offkai Expo this year was circus theme, so everybody in Mythos did get circus themed merch. So yours truly is a silk performer. So cute, isn't it? So there's a standee and keychain. So get yourself some cute Poseidon merch. There's also 2 booths that were very kind enough to do some Poseidon fan merch. So if you go to Tora Pop's booth at booth B8, she will be having stickers and a keychain, or keychains of the "Hello, my Oshi is Poseidon." So, and then Sunyi also has a little mini chibi Sai at her booth. Also, I've mentioned this before, but if you come to my meet and greet, you will be receiving 1 Poseidon booster pass. You can also get them for purchasing any Poseidon merch at the booth. There will be past merch at the booth as well. So there will be the deck boxes, the play mats, and the sleeves, and the Dawn cards, and all of that at the booth. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you are going to Offkai Expo. But yeah, very exclusive Poseidon merch there that you can only get. So it's really cool, I promise. Look how cute the keychain is. It's adorable. I love it. Very, very cute. Very bonita. So please go by. I will say, I'm not doing anything IRL. I know I'm kind of going off Thor here as well. She has like a similar policy. I will not be doing anything IRL. However, if you do somehow recognize me by my voice or anything like that, feel free to say hi. I'm not doing any IRL meet and greets or anything like that, but if you do somehow see me and you want to come say hi, go ahead, please say hi. I will probably be with friends, so I ask that you be very respectful about it. Don't follow me. Don't be weird. Just don't, like, you don't be weird. Don't be weird. No pictures or anything like that either. Please don't. But yeah, that is happening this weekend, so I will be gone for all of that. So yeah. Is there anything else I missed while I was on vacation? I don't think I missed anything, unless you guys think I missed anything. I don't think I missed anything. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I had a good vacation. I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot. I really wanted to, like, stream yesterday. I was just really sad I didn't get to because, you know, my car AC broke. That was miserable. Driving around in a car with no AC, especially when it's like 100 degrees outside, horrible. Absolutely horrible. I hope nobody has to go through that. Hi, KR Kaiser. Glad you had a great vacation aside from the car AC. The car AC thing broke. Oh, that's right. I also, plugging in here a little bit, but I did add some new stuff on my throne. I added a bunch of commander decks on my throne. So if you guys want to get me some commander decks, I've been wanting to collect them and just like keep them, So if anybody would like that, right? Like, I added the Marvel ones. Yeah. Even more. You can never have too many commander decks. I think I added a Riftbound booster box there. So Old School's Winnow Down and Go Fast. Truk. Anyways, I guess what we're doing for today's schedule, we're gonna be reacting to videos today, and then we're gonna play some Pal World later. So hopefully you guys are cool with that. If not, oh well, you're gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, shall we get to watching the videos? Yeah, the Final Fantasy decks are quite expensive. They're quite pricey. So, yeah. I think there's some cheaper Final Fantasy precons out there. I'm not entirely sure. I thought I saw one for like $50. I need a Pal World TCG? There's already a Pal World TCG. What do you mean? Bushiroad made one. Bushiroad made one. Really? The price is normalized now here. I think certain pre-cons were expensive, and then some of them are like not as pricey. I have to look. I remember people were talking about like, oh, Final Fantasy pre-con decks are expensive. Hold on, let me... Yeah, some of the pre-cons, yeah, they looks like they did go down. Maybe I'll add them. We'll see. If the other ones get bought out, I'll probably add the Final Fantasy ones. I really like the Marvel ones. The Marvel ones look cool. The Fantastic Four one looks awesome. The non-foil versions are cheaper. Yeah, for like something like this, I don't really give a shit about the foiling. I'm not really like too particular. For Pokemon though, I'm a little more particular about foiling. I'm like, ugh, my whole deck has to be foil. It could be worse. Some of the commanders have said precons for go insane money if you want them in Surge foil. That's crazy. That's actually what they would call nut shit. I mean, isn't it just like the same card, but literally just a foil layer on it? Isn't that the only difference, or am I being magic ignorant over here? Can somebody please tell me? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like I don't know. Like, I'm just like, is it the art different, or is it literally just the fact it's like there's a foil layer on it? Same art, just foil? That's insane. That's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I heard the Warhammer ones are quite expensive. That's insane. And there are people who will just pay for the... Oh, is it different foiling than normal? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. If it's like an exclusive foil, kind of like how Pokemon does like the Pokeball, Master Ball, like the different Pokeball foils. The Warhammer precons are all expensive because they're OP now? They're like broken? Dude, I watched, so they during like the Stardew Valley secret lair, like magic cards, I really need them. I really need them. I love Stardew Valley. It's one of my favorite games ever. But I know that's probably gonna get scalped. I was out of print. I read that as OP. How old is the Warhammer precons? How old are they? What the heck? I don't know. About 2-3 years. Oh, they're not that old. They're not like stupid old. Yeah, I really want the Stardew Valley secret lair. I also saw they're doing like a Hatsune Miku commander deck. I really want that too. But I know, I just know already it's gonna get scalped. It's 100% gonna get scalped. Ugh. They came out in 2022 and had limited print runs for about a year or so. Oh, I see, I see. I see. Which are the coast print precons in limited quantities compared to Yu-Gi-Oh? They're trying to make things nice and limited edition. I kind of get it. I gotta get it. That's sad. That's sad. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not much you can really do, honestly. Anyways. Shall we react to videos? I miss hanging out with the shipwrecks. I hope I haven't been gone for too long. Scalping is illegal. I don't think scalping will ever be illegal because technically they're technically following the laws. Is it moral? Probably not. But the last thing scalpers are worried about is being moral human beings. Also, I'm glad to see you guys like my hair. It makes me very people happy to see you guys like my hair. I'm much in love with the short hair. Let's see. I still do have my long hair toggle. This is still my default hair. I just wanted an alternate hairstyle on this model because I thought it was cool. But I like the short hair. The short hair is very cute. Scalpers, we rip their balls off. Scalpers, balls ripped. They are not allowed to reproduce. I remember there was like one viewer who came in here and was like, he was a regular for a little bit. It was like over a year ago. I don't know if this guy is still around, like he lurks in my streams or whatever. But he would literally come into my chat and try to justify him like scalping. And he was just like, oh yeah, I do scalp, but I do it for my kids. And I'm like, I have a really hard time believing that. And I was literally like, okay, you're fucking weird. You're still a scalper. I really doubt you're buying like 10 ETBs for your children. I really doubt it. Those poor kids. I don't even know. He could have, honestly, I actually don't even think he has kids. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, using your kids as an excuse is like actual lame behavior. If you actually had a family to like feed, I think maybe you should get, I don't know, a stable job. Go get a job. Don't be waiting in front of Sam's Club for 3 days to get a product to profit $50 from. I don't know if that's smart, but oh my god, his kid's is secretly a grade A base stars. Like, I know, like, nowadays it's really hard to find jobs, so, like, I know for some people they result to scalping, but I also am just like, I don't think scalping's good because I talk about this all the time, but I remember as a kid, the amount of joy I'd get from just like walking in the grocery store. There's like a few Pokemon packs at the register and like having my parents buy me a Pokemon pack. It's just so sad that kids nowadays don't get to experience that. And it's because these 40-year-old men are buying these cards out and selling them for 3-4 times the price. It is horrible. It is horrible. I mean, I know there are places like, shout out to like Target and, you know, Sam's Club. I know Sam's Club was a big deal the last few days because they're dropping like an exclusive Ascended Hero set thing at their store. So people have been lining up at like my local Sam's Club like 3 days ago. Like they were putting chairs out there. But, you know, I think it's horrible. And the Pokemon card market right now is like kind of fucked. I could say the same about One Piece. The One Piece market is kind of fucked, but it's like no matter what these companies do, they're gonna find loopholes. Because technically, like if you walk into Target, right, they tell you at the register. Because most of these Targets now, you can't buy Pokemon cards off the shelves anymore. Like sometimes they'll put them out, but all like the newer product, you have to go to the customer service desk and ask for it. Like it's all behind their desk. So technically, when you go onto that desk, they allow you to buy like one or two products. So you can buy 1 or 2 products, leave the store, walk back in, and get back in line. Because technically, when you leave the store and you come back in, you are now a new customer. So they cannot like tell you, no, you already hit the limit because you're now a new customer. So people will find ways to exploit rules and they will continue to do so. So I don't know. PokemonCenter.com. I know they're trying really hard to get all the bots and scalpers out. Like they're doing all these captchas, you know, they're kicking all the bots out of, you know, the queue and stuff like that. But it's still happening. Like, for example, there was like that One Piece promo card with the Luffy. Like they had 8 of the Luffy cards with him in his Elbaf outfit, like all of that. Bots bought it out in like seconds. It's insane. It's really hard. People will just continue to find loopholes, and it makes me so sad because that just means like people like me who just want to like buy product and open it. It's gonna be harder. It's gonna be harder. Like, I think it's so sad I have to spend like 3 hours of my day whenever a Pokemon Center drop happens, just glued to my phone or my computer or my laptop, just looking at the Pokemon Center queue. I can't do anything else. Like, it is, I think that's so stupid and like so dumb. Sorry, it was like a low-key crash out. Yeah. 1 box, I believe, is the limit. Although, now to fight scalpers, they've been cutting the plastic wrap. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Fish, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. It's Karita at school and your dad pulls out the sealed Pokemon Pop-Tarts. Oh, Lord. Do you think asking legit questions regarding the fandoms is a decent stopper for scalpers? Yeah, I think so. I remember when the One Piece scalpers were happening, they couldn't name all the Straw Hats. You know where the scalpers are going to right now? Have you guys seen those videos of the lines at like Disneyland and Disney World and all the Disney like parks? Have you guys been seeing that? They all moved to Lorcana. They're moving to Lorcana now because they released a card set that you can only buy at the Disney parks, and it's like the Disney princess sets, and they're like nice art and exclusive texture and all that. So these people started lining up in front of like the downtown Disneylands and stuff like that to get these cards. So yeah, there's also, I guess, the newest set of Lorcana has like a really, really, really expensive Buzz Lightyear card. You see the Paris store shut down? Yeah, there are stores like shutting down. I saw that because there was too many people. Yeah, so I think Lorcana might be the next one, especially because I think, D23 is happening soon? So it's very likely that they're going to probably release, like, some sort of exclusive promo cards at D23. So, I don't know. The scalpers have been kind of moving into different fandoms. They've been kind of going all over the place. So, Lorcana looks like it's the next card game they're gonna be foaming at the mouth for, which I think is fine for me. I don't play Lorcana. I don't really collect Lorcana. I think I might own a few cards. Like, I like Disney, but it's also one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to, get into this card game because I don't need another card game in my life. But yeah, I mean, there's a new Rapunzel card from this set. Hey, that's a nice Rapunzel card. I'm not gonna lie, the Rapunzel card's really nice. Rapunzel's my favorite, or Tangled's my favorite Disney movie. So, yeah, the Lorcana cards are really beautiful. If you guys haven't checked out like what the Lorcana cards look like, it looks really nice. They do a really good job. But yeah. Yeah, Lorcana might be, I think maybe it might be like the hot trending card thing for like a few months, but just like One Piece, I think it'll die down a little bit. I mean, One Piece is still kind of going right now. Yeah. It was okay, it's not for me. I heard it plays a lot like Magic. I actually haven't learned how to play Lorcana before. Yeah, the Scar and Jafar cards are sick. True. There's like they added like Pixar into Lorcana because I guess they hadn't added any Pixar properties. Because if I'm remembering correctly, Pixar is kind of separate from Disney, like their own studio. So I would, if I had to take a guess, they were probably kind of some of the rights stuff was probably happening. So yeah, they had like these really cool turning red cards. It's really cool. Yeah, the Woody and Buzz card is really expensive. I think the Winnie the Pooh one's like $700. People are trying to chase that card. It's like Winnie the Pooh in like a wizard outfit. Yeah, I'm looking on TCG Pro. It's like $700. Yeah. Having to stay away from the Gundam. They were on it and when Gundam started, and then Gundam it kind of fell off. So if I had to take a guess, that's kind of what happens where it's like the scalpers go to a TCG that's hot right now. For example, right now it's Lorcana. So everybody's doing the Lorcana stuff. Few months, they're going to get tired of it. And then they're going to come back to like either Pokemon or whatever. Pokemon, I don't think the scalping will ever stop. I think the hobby itself is actually just screwed over. Pokemon is a massive IP and has been going on for such a long time. So, I think the Pokemon scalping scene will be a thing for years and years to come. One Piece has been getting more popular. I'm a little nervous with Lorcana too, because I know Disney's like one of the biggest IPs, biggest like companies in the world. So if they continue to like pump out like exclusives and all these like really nice cards, I think the scalping for that's going to continue, but we'll see. Things are trending, you know, the people, when it's hot and trendy, they're going to get on in and then they're going to get tired of it and move on. So it's one of those things. It's just hard to be a card collector nowadays. Have you also seen like the Nido scene? So do you guys know what Nidos are? They're like stress balls. They're like squishy stress balls. They're like made out of like, I don't know, like silicone. But that's been getting scalped like insane. Like what do you mean this little piece of like stretchy ball is like $200 because it's shaped like a cloud? Like things are getting scalped all over the place. So it's not just cards right now. People are scalping everything. People be scalping like dolls too. It's insane. Nidoran line of Pokemon, dude, it's so funny. So I have a friend that works at Target, so he is like very aware of what's going on and like all the scalping scenes here in Atlantis. So there's this lady, she's really known to just like try to buy out all the Nidos and resell them. So they called her Nido Queen. So she walks into the store, this older lady, she just literally just buys all the Nidos out and she resells them. They call her Nido Queen. They're like, Nido Queen's in here again. Oh, there goes all the Nidos. So, yeah. I mean, people were trying to scalp... Traybo were trying to scalp the freaking Olive Garden cards. And they didn't read, like, the fine print where you can't transfer these cards. So these fucking idiots who were trying to buy the never-ending pasta pass just wasted a bunch of money because they cannot transfer the freaking Olive Garden passes. These fucking idiots. Like, have fun with your like 50 fucking never-ending pasta passes. You can't transfer. They're all under your name, you fucking idiot. But the fact that people were botting and trying to get that is insane. Actually insane. So it's literally not just cards. Anything that could be perceived as valuable is just gonna get scalped. Like, I didn't know. I thought I would never have to say the words Olive Garden scalping ever in my life on one sentence. Like, what the fuck? It's insane. Pokemon Goldfish food scalping. It's always in stock in stores. You must be in a really lucky location if it's in stock where you're at. Because I promise you 90% of the rest of the states right now, and I would even argue Canada, it's hard to get Pokemon product. Yeah, I don't know where the scalpers are going to go to next. I know they've been like the shoe scene. The shoe scene has also been kind of a little honky wonky with scalping, but I feel like that's always been a thing. I've always known that there were like people who I guess scalp shoes. Remember Beanie Babies? Oh no, my mom was a Beanie Baby collector. Oh yeah, my mom was a Beanie Baby collector. I'm very aware of how Beanie Babies were. My mom, growing up, we had like a whole thing of Beanie Babies. Like the Stanley Cups, I was a victim of the Stanley Cup craze. I would know. I had so many Stanley Cups, and they had like different color waves. And listen, if you don't know this, my favorite color is purple. Okay, if you ever like, you know, I don't know. All my friends know this. Everything I own is purple. Okay. My mouse is purple, my keyboard's purple, my bags are purple. You know, if I could, I'd my car, like, I would love if it could be purple, all right? But, I wanted every single, like, purple Stanley Cup in existence at that time. So I was paying scalper prices for Stanley Cups. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot. Hey, but I like my Stanley Cups. Okay, they're really nice. They're a nice cup to have. I like them. Now I don't buy water bottles no more. If it gets gifted to me, whatever. Like, but my cupboard in my kitchen is literally just, I think I have like an entire cupboard just full of water bottles and Gamer Subs cups. I have too many. A purple pretty patty. I want a pretty patty. Hi, Midnight Castle. Welcome back. Vinyl record scene aren't that profitable at all. It's really hard. The scene for vinyl records is pretty, I can imagine it's pretty small. I know for like certain artists, like if they do vinyl records, they sell out. But, you know. I was trying to buy every first edition Kabuto for first ever Pokemon TCG. My depression is gone. Dude, I'm having post-cruise depression right now. Dude, I'm not even kidding. I got off my cruise and I was already on the Royal Caribbean app. Like, when can I go on another one? And then I was like, no. I cannot go on another cruise. I have to work. I have school. I can't just like go on another cruise. I really would like to, though. That'd be so fun. Disney cruise. Dude, Thor really wants to do a Disney cruise. I've never been on a Disney cruise. My family has been on a Disney cruise. I was going to go with them, but I was like, you know, I love my family, but it's one of those things where it's like vacationing with family. I mean, this time I went to vacation with them, but I'm like, I can't do it for more than like 5 days. Luckily, I'm at that age, though, where like, even if I did, I'm like old enough to just do whatever I want, which is what I did. So Disney cruises are very, very expensive. They are. But it's like luxury. Like Disney cruise is like up there with like, oh, the super luxurious cruises. But I think the thing that turns me off from Disney cruises is that it's very, very, very family oriented. I was actually looking at like adult only cruises. So there's like one cruise line, it's called Virgin Voyages, where it's just adult only. Like, I would prefer to go on a cruise like that. Like, I just want to chill. Not that I hate families or anything, but I think I'm at that age now where if I'm going on vacation, I don't want little Johnny here screaming in my ear that mommy wouldn't give him an ice cream cone. Thank you guys for the follows. I don't know if I want that. So that's why I've been like, Disney cruises, I'm sure are very fun. But, I would probably rather go on a different cruise line that's tailored for adults. By the way, in the UK summer collab, I think I haven't been able to log in because I was like on cruise Wi-Fi. I was on cruise Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh no, I can't log in. Disney adults scare me. Listen, I was never one to like be like, fuck the Disney adults, you know? There are definitely some of them that have scared me in a little bit because it's like they're really cuckoo crazy about it. But I feel like most Disney adults, they're pretty chill. They just are like, I like Disney. That's it. What does a Disney adult term mean? Somebody who's just really obsessed with Disney. Whether that's like they buy a bunch of merch, they go to the parks, they know the parks from back and front, you know. I'm just worried how they spend their money. Disney adults tend to be pretty comfortable people. I know a few Disney adults in my life, and they all seem to be people who can't afford to do that. Yeah, it's if it's your entire personality. I mean, I guess everybody kind of likes what they like. You know, most are chill. I've met like maybe one or two crazy people that are like foaming at the mouth, Disney. Like they just don't ever stop talking about it, and I'm like, you know, we can chill out now, you know. We're at a Wendy's. Like, but I mean, if they enjoy it, they enjoy it. I've seen too many people are mean to those people. My best friend is one. He works for one of the resorts and he uses benefits. Oh, that's different. I feel like that's a little different. You work there? Like, I've only known like maybe one person that's worked there, and the only reason why I know this person is because this girl bullied me in high school. So like, she'd show up on like my feed, or like friends would tell me like, yeah, so and so, she works at Disneyland now, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't care. Yeah, you know, if Disney adults, they can, most of them can afford it, I think. I would hope they can afford it. I've never been to Disneyland. Disneyland is fun. I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World, and after all of that, I'm kind of sitting here like, I think I like Disneyland more than Disney World. You know, I felt more magical at Disneyland. But then again, I'm biased. I went to Disneyland a lot as a kid, so... Disneyland is fun when no one's there. Listen, if you went to Disneyland within the last month or so, like, it was actually quite empty because of the World Cup. And they did this thing where if you were a resident, I guess, in the area, you could get, like... I was watching a video about it yesterday, actually. Some guy was like, I went to Disneyland, and there was, like, I guess a $59 ticket deal where you could show up after, like, 7 p.m., and it was only $59. But if you had showed up before 7 p.m. and paid the full, like, park price, there was, like, no one there because everybody bought the $59. So if you went at 7 p.m., it's going to be packed. But if you went any time before that, you were chilling. Universal Studios. I haven't been in recent years, but I don't know. I need to go to Universal. I have plans of going, I think this year, towards the end of the year. My dad really wants to go, so I was just like, oh, we can make a trip to Universal, I guess. Though most rides close at like 8. So Disneyland, if I'm remembering correctly, closes at midnight. I know when I went, the last time I went was a few years ago. They closed at midnight. So, Universal Studios sucks. Universal Orlando is better than Disney World. I've never been to the one in Orlando. Not gonna lie, I feel like I give a Disney adult pass to anyone who's a stay-at-home parent. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really judge Disney adults. The only time I get, like, freaked out by them is if they, it's, like, their whole personality. And I'm just like, okay, let's take a step back here, buddy. Hi, Haven! Universal Orlando was my high school senior trip. I have to do more theme parks. Here's the thing with me. I am not a thrill ride person. I say as my favorite ride at Disneyland is Guardians. But I'm not like an extreme ride person, so I try to avoid parks. Like if I'm going to a theme park, I try to avoid parks that are just theme ride or like thrill rides. So like for example, like Magic Mountain, Six Flags. It's literally all roller coasters. I'm not going to go there. All right, I know there's like a few parks at like in the Orlando area where it's like, oh, these are all thrill parks. I'm good. I'm not gonna find anything to do there. But I think I like Disney because their quote unquote thrill rides are not like extreme rides, so I can still like kind of enjoy them. So I'm I just want to have fun. Listen, I like the freaking teacups at fucking Disneyland. Like that's fun. Those are my thrill rides. Universal is more cinematic, yeah. It's because Universal, at least the one I think in California, it's like literally on the movie lot. So you get to see people do movies every now and then. Yeah, sorry. Can you guys hear me? I got a new pen. Okay, so story time. When I was signing the check on the cruise at the Jamie Oliver restaurant, the lovely waitress, she was like, oh, here's your check. She gave me this pen. And I was like, you know, I'm a little bit of a stationery fanatic, okay? So I started writing, like, the tip and my signature with the pen, and I was like, dang, this is a nice pen. So I looked at it. It had a bunch of this, like, Japanese lettering on it. So I already knew, like, oh, it's a Japanese pen. This is gonna be a nice pen. And I Googled it, and it's a coffee-smelling pen. Like, it's supposed to smell like coffee. So I got it in the mail, and... let me smell it. Yep, smells like coffee. Oh, sorry. Smells like coffee. But I had bought like a 4-pack for like $7. And now it's just on my desk. I did not steal the pen, okay, guys? I did not take the lovely waitress's pen, alright? I did not take it. That's why I ordered it. I took a picture of the pen. I Googled it. Found it on an Amazon listing, and I bought it, and it arrived at my house. So now I have 4 of them. How's Roomba? I haven't set it up yet. I'll be really honest with you. my house is a disaster right now. Because you know how, like, you have to unpack everything, and now I'm repacking everything. So I'm like, oh, I don't have time to put the Roomba together. So the Roomba's probably gonna... I already named the Roomba. I named the Roomba Jonathan. I love naming my house objects. Jonathan the Roomba. Yeah, he's gonna get googly eyes. No, trust me, he's gonna get googly eyes. I have googly eyes on my laundry, my washer and my dryer. They have googly eyes. What do you call a spatula? You know, I haven't thought about that. What did SpongeBob... Did SpongeBob ever name his spatula? I feel like SpongeBob named his spatula in a certain episode. Can someone double check that? Can we get a fact check on that? Oh, reliable. True. I was so sad. So funny. I'm baking a bunch of cookies for Offkai. Like, I'm talking like over 100 cookies. So I was pre-making some of my cookie dough the other day or yesterday. I broke one of my baking spatulas, and like my favorite one. I broke my favorite spatula in the kitchen yesterday, and I wanted to cry. I was like, no. So I had to go buy a new one. I need to buy like those really nice ones though. Like, I can't buy any of those cheap ones because they will break. Do the warm up is great. I have not. But yeah, I'm baking a bunch of cookies for Offkai because I had some people literally DM me. They're like, some of my friends, my mutuals are like, hey, so I know it's our first time meeting, but can I have some of your cookies? So I'll be spending a lot of tomorrow baking, actually. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I say, as I'm probably going to be in the kitchen for like 5 hours just baking cookies. So a lot of baking, yeah. I can only bake like 10 cookies at a time, so it's not like, oh, I can just throw everything in there. Like, I can only bake 10 cookies at a time, and when I'm baking like 120 of them, I mean, they only sit in the oven for like, what, 13 minutes, but I need to give it like another 5 minutes to cool down, because if I take it out of the oven and immediately move it somewhere else, it's too soft. So if we're about 20 minutes per cookie, 20 times 10, 200 minutes, that's a little bit over, what, 3 hours, but that's not counting me, like, putting the cookies on the tray, cleaning up, switching out the parchment, all of that. So if I had to take a guess, it's about maybe 4 hours of cooking. 4 hours of baking. That's, I think, me being a little bit like, Cat House Cookie, unfortunately, they are for the Mythos people only right now. I'm technically not even allowed to give out cookies at Offkai. I'm technically not even allowed to do that. So 10 at a time. Time to place a bigger oven and throne. Unfortunately, I don't have room for another oven. I'm actually kind of maxed out in my apartment. Like, I literally don't have room for anything else. I'm actually in the middle of like trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Facebook Marketplace, my beloved. Nothing homemade, right? Yeah, nothing homemade when everything's homemade. But if I'm gifting them, right, to friends, that's different, you know? I'm gifting them to friends. That's different. But, yeah. What about an outdoor oven? I don't even know how... I mean, I guess I do have a plug outside, but it's like... My outdoor area is my patio area. I don't want to turn it into another kitchen. Did you watch the World Cup? I kind of did. That guy deserved... Like, I was watching the last game the other day. That guy did deserve to get red carded. Fuck that guy. I don't know why he was trying to argue that. Was it something Fernandez? He was on Argentina's side. He like bumped into someone and the other dude literally just flipped and went in the air and like really hurt himself. So I don't know why he was trying to argue that wasn't a red card. Like, you have to be like a fucking idiot. That is 100% a red card. So it was great to see, like, woo, because apparently he was doing stuff like that before, and he wasn't getting carded for it. So I guess a lot of people were happy to see that. I actually did not follow any of the World Cup stuff. If I'm being honest, I was following the NBA was like mentally tiring, and then I was also following MSI, and then I was also following a little bit of the World Cup for League recently. So I've been a little bit disconnected. Yeah, I hear about the VTuber purse. Anybody who was fucking mean to Essie can go fuck themselves. You can kiss my ass. There were so many people mean to her. Like, it's different to be a little bit disappointed, but to like actively just like try to dox her, send her death threats and all of that, like, come the fuck on. You guys know deep down she wasn't the reason why they lost. It just was a pure coincidence. Like, there were some people being like joking about it, which I saw she was like okay with. Like, people were like throwing like jokes like, oh no, she's at it again. But then there were people who were actively just being so mean. So mean. I don't know. People take this shit way too seriously. I mean, there were people in the comments making excuses like, well, I bet money on this, so I'm mad at her. And it's like, you know she's not the reason why you lost money. Like, come the fuck on. England got so mad. Yeah, the British got really mad. The Miku curse. I guess Spain now has custody of Hatsune Miku. Spain now has custody of Hatsune Miku, guys. Spain owns Miku now. Spain is now the owner of Hatsune Miku. España Miku looks good. Lamau. She can finally eat good food. What? Yeah, there is a Argentina are nothing but cheaters. They deserve their loss against Spain. That seems to be the common consensus with this. She went home. Miku's OG voice program came from Barcelona. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. It's funny how France versus England was more hyped than the finals. Oh. Okay, I've been yapping way much. Before we continue yapping, for those who are in here, reminder, if you are going to Off-Kai this weekend, meet and greet, Saturday, 3, exclusive merch at the booth. Go buy. There's also fan merch at 2 booths. Go buy. Yes, please come to my meet and greet at Off-Kai. I promise I'll be cool. Swear. I will be attending. Yes. So cool. Look at how cool all the exclusive merch is. You can only buy this merch at Off-Kai. You can't get it anywhere else. Look how cute I am. This is going to be a standee and keychain. Thank you for the hydrate check. Yum. Hydration. Caffeination. But yes, come to Off-Kai. Go to my meet and greet. It's super cool. Trust. You can get this Hello My Oshi's Poseidon and also this really cute chibi keychain of yours truly. I think there was someone who also ordered my foam board. So someone got like a big foam board that said, Hello, my Oshi is Poseidon. If I see that person and they're holding it, I will go and sign it. Only need 11 months more to reach 2 years worth sub. Hell yeah! But yes, come to a Sai meet and greet. Yes, Off-Kai Expo, big deal. Okay, anyways. I said we were going to react, but alas, in true Poseidon fashion, I've been yapping for way too fucking long. So, anyways, M&J TV video, new video, everyone else's starter Pokemon. I don't know what that could possibly mean, but anyways, we're going to watch everyone else's starter Pokemon by M&J TV.
In most Pokemon games, you just so happen to live very close to the region's professor, either in the same town or one nearby. letting you walk
Very
right into their lab
convenient.
and pick out a fancy, rare starter Pokemon.
Wow.
Even in the games where you begin farther away, someone brings the trio right to you.
Door dashed the fucking starter Pokemon.
Your privilege. Not everyone can be the main character.
True.
And for those that aren't, what do they do? What are their starter Pokemon? I'm gonna go through every town in the Kanto region to figure out what the starter trio would be for a trainer beginning there.
Oh, I never thought about that. Thought about it like that. I don't know why I haven't thought about it. Like, not every trainer starts from freaking Pallet Town. What if you're a trainer that lives in, I don't know, Celadon?
Professor, no imported rare Pokemon, and no special treatment. Just locals working with what they've got. First is Viridian City, and its trio is the same.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're in Viridian City, you can just like go to the next town and just get your freaking starter, right?
Close enough to Pallet Town that the trainers in Viridian could just walk down the road and get a starter from Professor Oak. Much like Twinleaf to Sandgem Town. Pewter City is where things get interesting. Blocked in by a forest to the south and a mountain to the east.
Question. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It seems like this is like a new editing style. I don't know if his editor is trying something out new or this is like a completely new editor, but I like this style.
Fledgling trainer devoid of Pokemon could make it all the way to Pallet. They need their Pokemon to be locally sourced. Viridian Forest is a significant landmark that borders the city, but I don't want to select any Pokemon from there. Not only are most of them horribly weak bugs, but it doesn't really fit Pewter's vibe.
Butterfree's kind of cool. A little weak, but don't be mean to Butterfree. Must return to work. All good, bye. Bye. A lot of people are going to work now. You're good, everybody. Have a good shift.
Let me read to you its blurb from Let's Go. The stone city that rests at the foot of a great rocky mountain. This is a rugged, tough place. Look at their gym leader. He's shirtless and ripped. Boulder badge? More like boulder shoulders. If the adults are gonna go out and catch starter Pokemon for their kid that they can be proud of, they're not gonna catch a squishy little bug. They're gonna catch something hard. The Pewter Museum could be a source of Pokemon like that. The 3 Kanto fossil Pokemon are all
that'd be cool if like your starter Pokemon, you got to choose between 3 different fossils.
Archetype, and how cool would it be to get an extinct starter from a museum?
That would be kind of sick.
The fossil revival technology is not there. It's way south on Cinnabar Island, so sadly no fossil starters. Okay, technically you can revive fossils at the Pewter Museum in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but only those games. No others. Most of the time you're out of luck, which means most of the time the citizens would be too. This means there's just one direction left, east to Mount Moon. Route 3 and Mount Moon combined have quite a wide swath of Pokemon to choose from. But many like Pidgey, Spearow, the Nidorans, and Rattata are extremely commonplace all over the region. If you're selecting starters for the next crop of Pewter youth, wouldn't you want them to use Pokemon that show how special Pewter City is?
What do you mean? The Pidgeys make Pewter City super duper special.
To me, Geodude is a no-brainer. It's a rock type, rugged and tough, plentiful in Mount Moon, and is a show of respect toward Brock. Next, we have to go with Zubat, another iconic cave Pokemon.
Fair enough.
It's not as rugged as Geodude, but Golbat sucks a lot of blood. That's a different kind of rugged. For the final member, Clefairy is a strong candidate. After all, Mount Moon is named after moon stones, and Clefairy throw it back for those things. However, I'm not
they be throwing out their whole yacht for the moon.
Choosing Clefairy for several reasons. First, it's quite rare. Some adults may go the extra mile, but generally common Pokemon will be far more practical. Second, it doesn't really fit the rugged vibe I'm seeking here. Does this look rugged to you? But more importantly, I have some boxes that I'll be looking to check for most of the starter trios in this video. Geodude and Zubat check both of them, while Clefairy checks neither. The first is a 3-stage line, like typical starters. Geodad?
Geodad?
Geodude and Zubat have this. And yes,
Tyler won?
Cross-gen evolutions because it's more fun this way. I want to be clear though, this is not mandatory. Later in this video, I will choose several 2-stage Pokemon because they just fit a lot better overall. Clefairy does actually have a 3-stage line, but it's the middle stage. Now, of course, I could fudge this a little bit and say that the starter is Cleffa instead, but there's still that other box that alongside Geodude and Zubat, Clefairy does not tick. That being a type triangle. A type...
I feel like once you get types into this, it gets very complicated.
Triangle is a group of 3 types.
I feel like you're limiting your things. I don't know. Is this a hot take? I don't think starters have to have a type triangle. It'd be nice, but... Oh, did we get a raid? On YouTube? Did we get a raid on YouTube? I can't tell. Is there a raid on YouTube? YouTube's really bad at telling me if there's a raid. Like, really, really bad at telling me. Like, I actually have to actively, like, go back to the thing. I don't know. Is there a raid on YouTube? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing the little pop-up. Let me see. Viewer activity. I don't see it. I don't know. If there's a raid, thank you for the raid. I wish there was a better way to tell people, tell the streamer that there's a raid coming in, kind of like how Twitch has it. If there's a raid, thank you. I just didn't see it. I'm sorry. I wonder how many raids I've missed in the past because I just didn't see it. And it didn't notify me. Oh, here we go. Yes, now it's telling me. It like popped up on this side. Thank you, Vixie Vex, for the raid. I'm so sorry if I'm late. I'm so sorry. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Super effective against one and weak to the other in a rock, paper, scissors
also,
triangle.
I was saying, I'm like, I don't think it necessarily has to be like a type triangle. I guess you could say like, oh, but your rival has to have like, oh, this, that. But I think for this video in particular, limiting yourself to that makes things so much harder.
Fire Water is a very famous example, but it's not the only one. There are actually quite a lot of them, and it'll be fun to try to make them happen as often as I can. Additionally, bonus points if the type triangle is perfect. This means that not only are the types strong in one direction, but they're resisted in the opposite. Many of the more famous type triangles you see are not perfect, since an immunity or missing resistance screws them up. There are very few perfect type triangles. But one of them just so happens to be rock, flying, fighting. By choosing a fighting type, I would make Pewter's trio perfect. And luckily for us, we have a great one. Mankey. It's consistently found on Route 3, and it absolutely fits our tough, rugged theme. Look at Primeape. You want to know what's tough? Getting so angry you die.
Me.
Hell yeah. Plus, thanks to Annihilate, Mankey is part of a 3-stage.
Why we gotta have triangles anyway? Why not a pentagon where each color represents an important fantasy aspect? Oh, wait, that's Magic the Gathering. Never mind. Hi, Miss Olner. Long time no talkie. I hope you're well. Did Sai get a haircut? I did. Do you like my hair? Do you like my hair, Gazer? Hi, Gazer. Zubat is a poison type. Shh, don't tell anybody. I've been so busy. You know what? Me too. Me too, man. Me too. I literally just got back from vacation and now I'm going on another trip. I'm so tired. Get me out of here.
Age line. The only downside is that Zubat 4 times resists fighting, not 2 times. But we can live with that. We're gonna have to live with a lot worse as this video goes on. So these are your Pewter City starters. 1 from the foothills, 2 from the mountain cave. Frankly, I think they're perfect, and I can only hope to match their greatness for as many of the other towns as I can.
It's gonna be so hard!
Ah, it is I, Goof.
Wait, why is Grunty Boy Luke kind of in a gym fit? They need to stop making Grunty Boy fucking attractive. Can they fucking stop that?
Grunty Boy. Whoa, sleeveless? I didn't realize Team Rocket's dress code allowed that.
Shush! It doesn't. It's just been so unbearably hot. If I wear the long sleeves, I'll die.
That is completely true. Although with this heat, I bet you're making good use of your essential open earbuds from Raycon, the sponsor of this video.
You know it! They sit just outside my ear canal, giving me clear sound while still being aware of what's around me. They also let the air flow nicely. My canal.
Question, chat. I know this is I don't want to say it's off topic. Is it bad that okay, my AirPods are like 6 years old. They're like 6+ years old. They're like the very first edition of AirPods. I have to put them in max volume to be able to like listen to music nicely. Is that the error of the AirPod being like old, or is my hearing just getting worse? Which is it? I don't know which one it is. Is my hearing just getting worse? Have you tried other AirPods? Actually, no. Could be either, but probably the AirPod. The AirPod is like, it's the very first edition of AirPods. Like, I don't know. Is it the AirPod or is it me? You're getting old. I promise you, I'm not that old. Well, have you taken care of them? I do. I clean them. Make sure they're charged. All of that. I don't know. I feel like AirPods, you don't need to like baby them. She's just a hag now. I'm pretty sure that AirPods are slowly dying. Oh no, that's an AirPod thing. My left one is whack. I plan on replacing them with other earbuds soon. Yeah, mine actually surprisingly, they both still work. I think maybe it's just old. Yeah, I literally had mine I think since like the end of 2019. Yeah, I got my first pair of AirPods at the end of 2019 and I still to have them. I haven't replaced them. Apple builds an intentional fault to make you buy more stuff. Those are elder bots. Chat, should I get AirPods?
Get sweaty.
Ew. But again, totally true. Despite
it was like one of those ones I got for free if I like, I don't know, if you like bought like a college thing.
Sitting outside your ear.
If you bought like, if you were a student and you bought like a MacBook, you got a free pair of AirPods. Those are the AirPods I have.
Sound quality is great, and the ear hook is light, comfortable, and secure. I've been wearing mine during my weightlifting. It's nice to be able to enjoy my music without becoming unaware in a public place. Speaking of weightlifting, you're looking buff. Been working out?
No, actually.
Man, screw you. With over 3 million Raycon customers, a 30-day guarantee, and sound quality as good as much pricier brands, the Essential Open Earbuds are a great option for everyday listening. Click the link in the description below, or go to buyraycon.com/MNJTVOpen to get 20% off. Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring. But anyways, you seriously haven't been working out?
No, I've been working inside. Because it's so hot.
Real. You cannot get me outside to work out.
We talked about this.
Ugh, away with you.
Okay. But just please don't tell boss about the tank top. He'll punish me with a 3-piece suit.
What?
Ta-ta!
Next, let's travel to Cerulean City. A beautiful city with flowing water and blooming flowers. Thanks to that description and Misty's prominence, a water-type Pokemon should be our first target. And, as you might imagine, there are a lot of those. Across the city itself, plus routes 4, 5, 24, and 25, the routes near the city that don't require cut to access, you can find an enormous swath of water Pokemon. There were so many, I had to build a spreadsheet tracking the encounter generations and methods for each of them.
That sounds fun. You know what I recently learned? I took a Microsoft class. This is so stupid. So off topic. I mean, I guess not. I actually really like putting together Excel sheets. It's kind of fun. I hated it during class, but now that I do it for like things that I enjoy outside of homework assignments, I'm like, wow, this is fun.
By the way, I did limit fishing to just the old and good rod.
I too love spreadsheets.
As those would be the easiest ones to get, or just any regular person. Unsurprisingly, Magikarp is the most consistent appearance, but it is a terrible starter. Gyarados is clearly fantastic, but Magikarp is so weak that you're never gonna win enough battles to ever properly level it up.
Yeah, fair.
Unless you're a Pokemon YouTuber doing a challenge run. But the Cerulean children are not that. Of the remaining water types, the only Pokemon to
There's like that one Cerulean child who is sweating their Pokemon journey with a Magikarp. Also, if you hear the lawnmower outside, I'm sorry.
appear in at least 3 gens are Goldeen, Psyduck, and Poliwag. But Psyduck and Poliwag each have an edge over Goldeen. Psyduck is the only one to appear on land, making it easier to find, and Poliwag is part of a 3-stage line. Also, Seeking is terrible. Golduck and Poliwrath/Politoed are not. Between Psyduck and Poliwag, though,
better.
I prefer Poliwag thanks to its 3-stage line. Now let's look at our type triangles. Water is only part of 2, the original and water, ground, electric. The latter one is impossible. Not one electric type appears anywhere near Cerulean City. But this is okay because the blurb mentioned blooming flowers, so grass is a solid fit. Oddish and Bellsprout appear north of Cerulean on routes 24 and 25 in literally every generation, usually as version-exclusive counterparts. These are the obvious top candidates. But which one wins out? I'm going with Oddish for 2 reasons. First, the
I
mention
also just think Oddish is the cooler one.
of blooming flowers. Vileplume and Blossom have those, Victory Bell does not. Second, it has a
True.
split evolution like Poliwag, so there's a nice parallel there. Then lastly, we need a fire type, and it's not quite as pretty as the others. No fire types appear anywhere near Cerulean City in any generation other than 7. And even then, they are sparse. Charmander is a rare spawn on Route 4, but not doing that, obviously. And then Moltres can appear in the sky all over, but again,
It's a
obviously
legendary.
no. On Route
Imagine giving a 10-year-old Moltres. Just giving a little Tommy a Moltres.
5, south of town, Growlithe appears in Let's Go Pikachu, while Vulpix appears in Let's Go Eevee. These are clearly the best choices, and I'm selecting Vulpix. It and Ninetales' regal appearance fits the vibe of Cerulean more, in my opinion.
Fair,
Not a
fair.
3-stage line, but when choosing between that and a type triangle, I'm gonna prioritize the
Here, Timothy, enjoy your Moltres. Timothy, you have the choice between Vulpix, Vileplume,
Oddish. I'm messing this up.
little Dimmy. You have the choice between Oddish, Moltres, and Psyduck. Which one do you want? Mommy, can I pick the Moltres? I think I will take really good care of it.
type triangle. 3 stages is just simply too limiting. So behold,
True.
Poliwag, Oddish, and Vulpix are your Cerulean starters. Now let's dip under Saffron, like we do in the games, and head to Vermilion City, the international port town where magnificent boats gather from across the world. Port town. Gotta have another water starter,
True.
but ideally a more oceanic one this time. Again, a ton of options, but what could help me decide is locking in the other 2. I could go with the original type triangle and mimic Cerulean. Oddish, Bellsprout, Growlithe, and Vulpix all spawn on Route 6 in at least 1 game. So I could go with a new water type, plus Bellsprout and Growlithe to change up the trio. But honestly, I think that'd be kinda boring. I wanna make each town's trio feel really unique to that place.
Fair.
So just mostly copy-pasting Ceruleans wouldn't accomplish that. The other option is water, ground, electric. And we do have a couple
That's not the
options for
worst.
ground. Sandshrew, which spawns on Route 11 to the east, and Diglett, thanks to, of course, Diglett's Cave. Electric is more limited. None spawn nearby in the Kanto games, but in the post-game of the Johto games, Magnemite appears both on Route 6 and 11, which makes sense considering all the engineers on the latter. So let's lock in Magnemite as our electric starter. 3 stages is very nice. As for the ground one, I have to give it to Diglett. Dugtrio sadly has overall very low stats, but Diglett's Cave is an iconic Vermilion City landmark, while Sandshrew is found all over the place. Plus, thanks
True.
to Magnezone's 4x weakness, Dugtrio still has a good chance to maintain its advantage, even though it's 110 base stat points weaker. Feels like to me, instead of 2 different forms/counterparts, it should have gotten an evolution. Like,
True.
Wug Trio?
Hey! I'm not accepting any Wug Trio hate in this space, alright? There's nothing wrong with the dildo Pokemon.
And not Digging Tree?
Oh my god! Honey! My favorite Puppo! Hello, honey. We were just talking about dildo Pokemon. Anyways, welcome in, Raiders. For those who are new here, hi, my name is Poseidon, the god of the seas, earthquakes, and horses, and I'm a VTuber, the VTuber talent agency. Mythos, thank you so much for that raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. If you got a raid around, no worries. I'll do my best to take care of your chat. We're peeing on chat. How about I pee on you, huh? Well, I'm gonna assert dominance by peeing on you. Yeah, I bet you like that. I'm sorry, Raid. Chat, raise your hand if you would sit on a Wug Trio or a Doug Trio. Raise your hand. You guys can't see me, but I'm raising my hand. I'm raising my hand right now. I should have a raise hand toggle on my fucking model. Pass. What do you mean pass? What? No one wants to sit on the Doug Trios with me? Nobody wants to sit on them with me? What if we sit on them together and we hold hands? What if we sit together and hold hands? That's all you, Queen. No! You guys can't let me do this all by myself!
As for the water type, I'm going with Horsey. You can fish it up both in Vermilion City and Route 11, plus find it sea skimming on the latter in Gen 7. The only downside is that Kingdra's dragon typing removes its weakness to electric. But like I said, we cannot make everything perfect. And like I mentioned, I want to hold on to some of those water types for a later town. Therefore, these three are your Vermilion starters. Next is Lavender Town, a solemn, quiet town. People come to visit their departed Pokemon. So there's an immediately obvious choice here. It's clearly Ghastly. This 3-stage Pokemon swarms the Pokemon Tower. There's no chance the citizens of this creepy town would avoid using the region's only ghost type. Ghastly is perfect, and yet a major problem. The only type triangle that features ghost is ghost, ghost, ghost.
Let's just make a triple type triangle.
Now that would be super fun, but this is Kanto. So Ghastly is all we've got.
Thank you guys for the
So we
follows.
could go for one with poison, but that
moi.
also doesn't work nicely. Its only type triangle is poison, grass, ground, which is a perfect one, and we have an ideal ground type, Cubone. Like Ghastly, it spawns in the tower every time it exists. Two issues though. First, Ghastly and Haunter are immune to ground due to Levitate, so the matchup isn't fair until the final evolution. Now I could overlook this, but we have an even bigger problem. There aren't—
This is what I mean by things just start to get fucking complicated.
any grass types near Lavender Town. Yes, some do appear on—
And everybody else as a kid, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's literally just me, but I used to be scared of Lavender Town as a kid, like the music. I don't know. I used to be scared because, you know, people had that whole myth or whatever, where if you listen to Lavender Town, you would like die or something. I remember that. Oh, I was so scared.
On Route 12 to the south,
I was
but
mortified.
all the way at the end of it, past the Snorlax spot. And yes, you do get the Poke Flute in Lavender Town, but what random citizen is going to intentionally awaken a violent Snorlax that clearly likes to nap there?
Yeah, who would do something like that?
End of—
Who would do something like that?
Route 12 is just too far for the regular Lavender people. I spent more time thinking about Lavender Town than any other city in this video. And here's what I ended up deciding. We're going to—
He literally goes, yeah, fuck that town. Let's move to the next one.
Complete a type triangle. We're gonna make a type V. Ghastly and Cubone are starters. They are thematically perfect. As for the last member, it'll be Jigglypuff. Don't worry about Igglybuff, doesn't exist. Jigglypuff appears on Route
Rest in
8 to
peace,
the west of
Igglybuff.
town in Gens 1, 2, and 7. And thanks to its fairy typing, it is weak to poison. So if we just skip over the Levitate issue and go to the final forms, Marowak's Ground beats Gengar's Poison that beats Wigglytuff's Fairy. The triangle does not complete, but we have 2 of the 3 legs. Best we can do without grass. Also, Gengar does have quite the base stat total advantage in the final forms. But again, just don't worry about that. We, like the
We just look away, look away, look away.
locals, are just working with what we've got. Let's once again sneak under Saffron and pop up at Celadon City, a rich rainbow-colored city where people and Pokemon gather. Rainbow, huh? Like
Happy
Erica's
Pride!
rainbow badge. Many
You know, it's not June anymore, but happy Pride!
colors.
Pride Month is all the months. Pride Month happens 12 for a month at a time, 12 times a year.
Bursting out from a bland, colorless center. Wait a second. Colorless. In the TCG, that
Yes!
includes normal
Everything!
types. So one normal thing, surrounded by many colorful things, springing forth from it. That's just like
Eevee.
best form.
No! No!
Just kidding, it's Eevee. Eevee should be the Celadon City starter. And in fact, the only one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think you should add more starters to that because you get the choice to evolve it into basically anything you want.
Is inextricably tied to Celadon City. In generations 1 and 3, the only Eevee is found atop the Celadon condominiums, simply sitting there within what seems to be a small-scale trainer school with a
You just rob the trainer school of the only Pokemon they have. It's like the class pet. You're mine now.
particularly arrogant teacher. In Gens 2 and 4, Eevee is a gift from Bill and Goldenrod over in Johto, but you can get more at the Celadon City Game Corner. I don't know where they're getting them, but the people of Celadon City clearly have exceptional access to this Pokemon. It could be because of Route 17. In Let's Go, you cannot get Eevee in Celadon due to its starter role in Let's Go Eevee, but you can find it wild on Route 17, part of the former cycling road. This is the only place Eevee has ever been wild in Kanto. Don't worry about the Snorlax. I know I said that was like a
Don't worry about him.
big problem for the people of Lavender trying to go south on Route 12 to get the grass types down there. But like, the Celadon people have other resources, I guess. I have to fudge some things to make everything work, okay? Additionally,
Real.
the Celadon department store sells water, fire, and thunderstones. So instead of choosing one of 3 Pokemon, new trainers would just always get Eevee, then choose which stone to use. Exactly what Blue does in Yellow version. Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon don't form a type triangle.
I was about to
but
say,
like
there's no grass one in this gen.
the Lavender starters, they're 2/3 of the way there. Although I suppose
Favorite
one could
Pokemon deck?
choose
It's
to
Slowking
not
right
use
now.
a stone and end up with one of these 3. And then there's also the Leaf Stone and Ice Stone, and you know, Ice Stone's not really there, but like the Leaf Stone you could get, and if it's the modern mechanics, or that's how you get Leafeon. I'm a little worried this is getting kind of too main character energy. I mean, you know, Eevee has actually been a starter before more than once. But you know what? I think it's okay.
I think it's fine too. Just move on.
And
Move on,
we're
move
just
on, move
gonna-
on. Next.
Let's now cycle
Next.
down, in all but Gen 7, to Fuchsia City, a historic village that has become new. Okay, cool. Anyways, it's Safari Zone time, baby! Woo! It is only in Gens 1 and 3, but that's all I need. The perfect Fuchsia City starter trio will be from the Safari Zone. Although I
so
do have to
funny.
immediately eliminate many of the most iconic Safari Zone Pokemon. Not only are they far too strong to be starters, but they are exceedingly rare. The Prodigy protagonist struggles to find and catch these Pokemon. The regular citizens have no chance. We need common, easy-to-catch Safari Zone Pokemon. And oh boy, this worked out perfectly. First is Rhyhorn. In Gens 1 and 3, which remember are the only gens in which the Safari Zone exists, it is exclusive to the Safari Zone. It's also an ideal thematic fit. It's a
Agreed.
Rhino. You see those on Safari. Next is Execute. Just like Rhyhorn, exclusive to the Safari Zone, mostly. It also shows up in the Berry Forest in Gen 3, but that's not technically in Kanto. And while egg-like seeds don't evoke safari imagery as effectively as a rhinoceros, Executor is a tree.
Hope your vacation went well, thank you.
There are fun trees on Safari.
I'm happy to be
and
back.
would you look at that? We not only have 2 members of a triangle, but we have 3 options for how to complete it. Grass ground poison, grass rock bug, or grass rock flying. I'm personally out on grass ground poison though, despite it being perfect. While the Nidorans are plentiful in the Safari Zone, they're also plentiful elsewhere. And Execute psychic type eliminates their intended advantage. Grass rock bug is also not a great fit, since after eliminating Scyther and Pinsir, the bug options are Venonat, weak to Psychic, or Paris, also a grass type. Therefore, we're going with Grass Rock Flying, and we have the perfect final member, Doduo. Doduo is not exclusive to the Safari Zone, but it's found on the way. It's also thematically great. These things run around just like ostriches. This is a perfect Safari trio, which can be seen even outside Kanto. All 3 are found together in Blueberry Academy's Savannah biome. And as the cherry on top, if you limit
I did not know that because I didn't play the DLC.
access to the Protector, then all 3 are 2-stage evolutions, which is not my preferred 3-stage, but
that's
they would
the best you can do at this point.
all be on even footing. Rhyhorn, Execute, and Doduo are the perfect fuchsia starters. Now it's finally time for Saffron City, the biggest city in Kanto, shining with a golden light. This turned out to be kinda tough. I thought of pollution Pokemon like Grimer and Coughing, but they aren't actually found anywhere nearby. Closest is in Celadon City, but that is its own city. I also thought, big city, technology, it has the magnet train, so lots of electricity. But electric type Pokemon are also not really present. Pikachu, Voltorb, and Electabuzz are nowhere close. So then I looked at the 4 routes that border the city, and they're just full of Pokemon found all over Kanto, and in fact have a ton of overlap with each other. In short, Saffron doesn't really have any unique wild Pokemon. It's too big, too central, too ubiquitous. But that might actually be its charm. Think about some of the wild animals you would most commonly see in the middle of a big city.
Pigeons, rats, dog?
Pigeons, rats, and stray cats.
Okay. I almost got it, guys. I literally almost got it.
Now let's look at the Pokemon that show up on routes 5 through 8, the ones that surround Saffron. Pidgey, Rattata, and Meowth appear widely on all 4. In Gen 1,
Close enough.
version exclusivity, all 3 appear on all 4 routes. This is how most regular people in a big city would catch Pokemon. They wouldn't go through the
Guys, one of my favorite things when I visited New York City was seeing the New York City rat. That was like the highlight of my trip. If only the rat had a pizza in its mouth.
fighting dojo trials, they would just step out their front door and catch something that they see. Now, of course, these 3 do not form a type triangle, but having 3 normal types is the only way a pure normal Pokemon could ever become a starter. At least in a balanced way, since normal is not strong against anything.
Thank you so
also,
much.
unfortunately,
I appreciate
Pidgey is the only one with 3 stages, but nothing we can do about that. I actually would have preferred Spearow, so they'd all be 2-stage, but it doesn't show up nearby.
There's a giant hot dog that shoots confetti from the tip in NY right now. Damn, I want to see that.
It's far from perfect logistically, but it is perfect thematically. And I'm finding that in a lot of cases, I care about that more. And if you've watched this far into the video, you're probably enjoying it, so if you want to see more of my videos, you should subscribe. It's a great signal to YouTube to have it show you more of my videos. And also, I would appreciate it. Our last location is Cinnabar Island. not the Indigo Plateau. It is not a town. It is a place of business. Like Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
Coming to
I'm in a bed, honey.
Yes,
dear.
Cinnabar Island's blurb is...
Do we have any Arlington, Texas shipwrecks to confirm that information?
is a town used to be here until it was swept away by an eruption. Ooh, yikes. Let me just back up in time there a little bit. The town at the foot of a volcano. The Pokemon Mansion is located here. Okay, much better. Let's just move forward under the assumption that everything is fine. Cinnabar
Everything
is
is fine,
Kanto's
Smiles.
only
Everything
island
is fine,
settlement,
Smiles. Everything
and
is fine,
it's not
Smiles.
a very big one. The Fossil Revival Lab is here, but the fossils themselves are far away. Pallet and the Seafoam Islands are not crazy far, but they're not accessible without a boat, surfing Pokemon, or exceptional aquatic athletic ability. So many just couldn't get there. And if they could get to Pallet, then they would just get the regular Pallet starters from Professor Oak. The only wild Pokemon one can find locally on Cinnabar either dwell in the sea or in the ruins of the Pokemon Mansion. Now, the mansion does have some intriguing fire types, especially Magmar, who'd realistically be scaled down to Magby as a starter, but the type triangles with fire require types that Cinnabar does not have.
Oh,
Plus,
man.
I doubt most people would care to enter a decrepit, abandoned mansion overrun by criminals. That's also probably stinky. In short, I don't believe a type triangle is possible here.
We just have to make do, right?
So let's take a page from Saffron's book. Earlier, I talked about how Vermilion is a port town, so it needed a water starter. Cinnabar takes that to a whole new level. It is surrounded by the ocean. No other Kanto city is this connected to the water. And especially considering all the other limitations, I believe the Cinnabar starters should be a trio of water-type Pokemon. Tentacool, Staryu,
Wait, that's
Krabby,
low-key kind of banger. I've been lurking a few streams, thought I'd join chat. Welcome in, I appreciate it. Whether you're a lurker or chatter, I appreciate you all. Thank you.
and Shelder are my top candidates. All four can be found simply by fishing off the shore of Cinnabar in at least one game. There are some others, but some I've already used or eliminated, while others feel more like river or lake Pokemon to me, even if they aren't literally. All four candidates are two-stage Pokemon, but Krabby is the only one to not have a secondary type in its final form. However, if I go with the other three, Starmie ends up with an advantage over Tentacruel, unbalancing things. Realistically, the Cinnabar trainers would probably just choose from all four. But if I must narrow it down to three, the Cinnabar starters are Shelder, Staryu, and Krabby. They're all pure water type in their base form, while Tentacool is not. Plus, this avoids the messy Starmie Tentacruel matchup. Thank you so much for watching.
Keeping
if you
it
want to see
fair
more
as much
installments
as
in
you
the other
can, I
regions,
get it.
well, to be blunt, it's going to depend on how well this video does. I have employees, so gotta be strategic. And if you want to see another one of my videos reimagining the starter choices, then check out my video if you could pick a starter Pokemon.
Good video,
from
we already
every
watched it.
type.
Good video. I like that video. Please make this a new series. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed this video. It made my brain work a little bit. You know, having the type triangle definitely complicated things, but, you know, it did something. Guys, I really need to piss, okay? I really need to piss. So while I piss, we are, of course, going to do the ferret walk and, in the rain. You guys better behave while I'm gone. I swear to God. If you guys wanna misbehave while I'm gone, no more boobies for you. You're grounded. Okay, I'm gonna go pee now. Did I get banned yet on Twitch? Was this too much boobage for Twitch? I peed. It was very relaxing. I had a good pee. We'll find out in a few hours. Why would we get banned? No, I might get banned. I might get banned for these fucking titties. My honkity wonkadonks. Did you wash your hands? I did. Look at it. Oh, guys, my coochie's not out anymore. Stop! Ah! Why are you rubbing my titties? Damn, missed. I'm sorry. I moved my model because I wanted to show you guys my hips. See, guys, it's no longer... Oh, actually, I see an error. Uh-oh. Gonna have to tell model dad about that. Okay. What in the heliante was that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to tell my model father. Okay. Anyways. What? Next video we got awful beta Pokemon. I'm glad we're cut. Wasn't there like a leak or something back then where there were Pokemon that were like in the files that didn't end up making it? Is this what Mikey's gonna talk about? Anyways, we're gonna watch awful beta Pokemon. I'm glad we're cut.
Greetings, Wiki fans! Michael here, and
Baby Mikey! Bye, Shadowwick!
Probably know about virtually all of the currently existing official Pokemon. However, what you may not know is that many of the current Pokemon were originally designed with
I like the star one up here!
different appearances.
I mean, I guess they got all into different Pokemon, so...
And that there are plenty of Pokemon that were created that never made it
Some
into
of these
the
are
final
so
game.
cute!
These unfinished, unreleased Pokemon are widely known as beta Pokemon. I wanted to make a video going over these beta Pokemon, but since so many people have made videos covering them before, I wanted to go at it with a different angle. So today, I will be covering just the beta Pokemon that I think deserved to remain beta Pokemon, and that I am glad never made it into the final games. But before we dive into that, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, a brand new collection RPG game that is a massive hit.
Wow!
More than 10 million players have downloaded the game in less than 6 months, and it has a
that's
near
a lot of
perfect
players.
score on the Play Store with over 300,000 reviews. What does Raid offer? Well, there's over 400 champions to collect and customize, claiming glory in the PvP arena, a fully voiced story mode, and more.
That's kinda
And
sick.
it's all totally free to play. You can personally customize your champions
sure
by
about
choosing
that?
artifacts and creating unique mastery builds for each one of them. My favorite part of the game is collecting all the different champions, but I really enjoy the game as a whole. They also just launched the highly anticipated Faction Wars feature, along with a spectacular new rewards program for new players, where you can get a daily login reward for your first 90 days in the game. So what are you waiting for? Head to my links down in the description below, click on them to download the game, and if you're a new player, you'll immediately get 100,000 silver and a free champion called Hexweaver. She's super dope, so it's awesome that you get her.
Is there
for free.
someone
All
with
this
bigger
treasure
tits?
will be waiting for you here, so download the game, find me
I
with
would
the
like that
nickname
one.
MJTV, and get your awesome free stuff. Hurry though, the rewards will only be there for the next 30 days. But now that I've covered that, let's dive into the beta Pokemon that I am glad were cut. The first of which is this creature here, which doesn't have an
is
official
that?
name, but I'm calling it Clefairytop, because it looks like a fusion of Clefairy
Look at all his feet. There's so many
and
foots.
Jigglypuff that fights by spinning around and kicking things like a top. I hate it. First off, it
What? He's kind of silly. What do you mean? That's so cute,
looks
actually.
far too similar to existing Pokemon, mainly Clefairy, but the ears and head puff are just like Jigglypuff's, and the pink egg-like body definitely gives me Chansey vibes as well. Gen 1 already had too many pink round normal types, so I'm very glad we didn't get another one tacked onto the list. Additionally, the design is disturbing. Having feet around its waist is weird to begin with, but due to the fact that the gray part is one solid piece rather than being individual legs, to me makes it look like it's wearing a belt with feet attached to it.
But
Like,
it's so fun!
Feet that don't belong to it. That's messed up. So in short, I am very glad that this Hannibal Lecter Clefairy was removed from the game. The next beta Pokemon is an early form of a
Thank you for
Pokemon
the
that ended up
follow.
making it into the game. That being the beta form of Ivysaur.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I know. It's an abomination. This design of Ivysaur is found within the red and green
Why does he look like melted ice cream?
beta, and it looks like someone
Why does
stepped
it
on
look
it.
like that?
Now, while the red and green
Somebody
sprites for
help
Ivysaur and
him.
Venusaur do look a bit squished,
Somebody help
Beta Ivysaur
him.
is on another level of flat.
He
In
needs
addition to that,
help.
it looks like a miserable, failed experiment. Like, that facial expression just looks pained and unhappy.
What
and
is
the whole
that?
thing just looks more like a blob than the quadruped amphibian/reptile that Ivysaur
It
normally
looks
is.
like melted
That
ice
huge
cream.
flower tacked on
Hi,
the back
Trey.
of it. Like,
What the
I
fuck
don't
is
even
that? Don't
know if this
worry
thing can
about it.
move.
Don't
Another
worry
early
about
version
it.
of a Pokemon that I'm glad was cut was Beta Meryl. And
Oh,
I'm glad
what
it was
the
cut.
fuck is that? Dude, that looks like a Neopet. Did he visit Texas? Dude, you missed it. We were watching an MNJ TV video and he was making fun of Arlington, Texas.
Not because it's bad, just because it's bland. To me, it looks like a pink Pikachu with less interesting ears and tail. Because the features are so simple, it also
It's a
just looks
Kirby
basically like a
character.
pink hamster with a ball
Based
tail.
and
I think the changes they made to Meryl's design were very good ones, as they made it seem
What goes on in Arlington, Texas? Why do people make fun of that place?
more unique and interesting. It should be noted, though, that the sprite for Beta Meryl in the Gold and Silver Space World demo does bear more resemblance to modern-day Meryl, having the more round body type rather than the oblong hamster body. Speaking of that demo has the biggest collection of beta Pokemon out there, and as a result has quite a few
The
beta
Dallas Cowboys play there, so it's a place of... I didn't know that. You know, I don't think I've seen hate from... the only two teams I feel like I see a lot of hate for, at least in Atlantis, is the Cowboys and, what was the other team? Wasn't the Raiders. Oh, the Eagles. I don't know why everybody in Atlantis doesn't like the Eagles.
Pokemon that I am very glad didn't make it into the final games. The first is Beta Hitmontop.
What the
Beta
fuck
Tyro
is that?
looks a little goofy, but not
Wait, I like the baby one. That one's kind of sick.
bad, but Beta Hitmontop is horrific. They designed it in such a way that instead of Hitmontop flipping upside down to spin, they just made it so that it was upside down all the time, with feet coming out of its head. So now this Pokemon has what are effectively horns that look like feet. That's fine, albeit a little weird, but what's super disturbing to me about this design is the solitary eye on its crotch. Like,
What the fuck?
what? No, that's so weird and super uncomfortable. For me to make eye contact with this thing, I gotta be looking down below the belt. I am super glad
That
that this
is
design
insane.
was dramatically altered because I really like modern Hitmontop, and the beta one was just, that would have been a catastrophe. The next beta Pokemon from this demo that I'm glad didn't make it was Beta Hoppip. And just Hoppip.
What is that?
While Beta Skiploom and Jumpluff look noticeably different than their
Okay, I feel like those two doesn't look as bad as the Hoppip. Hello?
final versions, I'm totally fine with their designs. If these had ended up being the final forms, I would have been perfectly chill with that. However, I'm glad that Hoppip was changed because I feel like Beta Hoppip looks too similar to Oddish.
Master
It is a
Koala,
dark
thank you
blue
so much for the
blob
10
with
months. I
dot
had a good
eyes and green
vacation.
plants coming
Thank
from
you.
its head. Sure, Oddish has feet while Beta Hoppip has ears
The
and a
Void
tail,
Hoplite.
but I still think they were too similar. I definitely prefer Pink Hoppip. The next Pokemon is Beta Porygon 2, and I just
What
have one
the
question.
fuck is that? That looks like a lion. What is that?
For this creature.
Why the you lying?
I'm glad this design was altered because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Porygon to Porygon 2, the final Porygon 2, makes sense. You take the boxy computer bird and you make it more sleek and aerodynamic, like old boxy tech turning into the sleeker, cooler looking tech. But having a bird Transform into a derpy lion?
Yeah, literally makes no sense. Who the hell was cooking in that kitchen? Get him out.
That's a
Was it Jamie Oliver?
dramatic
This looks like something Jamie...
species change that just doesn't make any sense at all to me. I'm really glad they changed Porygon 2's design, because otherwise it would have been just super illogical. The next one is Beta Bayleaf, and yes, this is supposedly
What
a
is
Bayleaf.
that?
I dislike this for 2 reasons. The first is
It looks like nothing that would evolve from Chikorita. What the heck?
that it looks weird. It's a tiny antenna
Says the
chain
goddess who
with
went
an
to a
eye on
Jamie
its
Oliver
belly,
restaurant.
sitting-
Listen, my meal was made by a very nice Italian man. It wasn't made by Jamie Oliver.
in a flower.
Probably the same guy who turned a lamp into a ghost Pokemon. Hey! Chandelure is pretty cool. Lampit's pretty sick. The Litwick's pretty cool too.
It's like
I pulled the SIR Chandelure. It's pretty sick from the newest set.
Flabébé, but bad. And the second is that it
Trey, did you know that there's like a what is Reveroom? Is Reveroom like a lawnmower? Reveroom is a machine. Can somebody show Trey what Reveroom looks like?
makes no sense. Why go from
It's an
tiny leaf
engine
dinosaur
Pokemon, okay.
to flower-dwelling creature to
Wait, hold up. Sorry, we have to stop today's programming really quick. So this is one of the newest Pokemon from the newest gen. It's called Reveroom. He's a literal engine. Oh, hold up. Look at him. He's just an engine. That's just Reveroom. This is Reveroom. Look at him. Trey, will you play Power World with the sexy big booby Pokemon? Or Power World mod? I don't know, pals. Listen, you guys think Pokemon is crazy? Power World is even crazier. Look, if you type in sexy Power World, let's see. Where's the bee with the really big boobs? Power World bee. I don't know. I think there's a bee. Either that or the thing was lying. Eliza bee. I clearly did not type that right. Ah, here we go. Oh, I thought she had bigger boobs. I am playing a dangerous game. I should stop looking stuff up before porn starts coming up. I'd like to see her pollinate my... Okay.
big leaf dinosaur. Like, dinosaurs didn't have a metamorphosis stage. It's completely illogical, and I'm really glad
What's
they
happening?
changed
Don't worry about it.
it because we ended up with modern-day Bayleaf, a Pokemon that I, along with many others, think is pretty cool. The next one is Beta Mime Jr. And yes, I
What
know
is
that Mime
that?
Jr. wasn't
What the fuck is that? Hello?
introduced until Generation 4, but this is a beta Pokemon that is a baby form of Mr. Mime, which is what Mime Jr. is, so this Pokemon is effectively a
That's what I look like without my glasses, by the way.
Beta Mime Jr. This is an egg with a hat. Funny? Yes. Cute? Sure. A logical pre-evolution for Mr. Mime? Absolutely not. The only things Beta Mime
Oh my
Jr.
God,
has in
what is
common
that?
with Mr. Mime are the hat-like thing on its head and the pink cheeks. Other
Mime
than that,
Jr.
like I
is
said,
actually so adorable.
It's just an egg.
I really like
I suppose
Mime
it might
Jr.
have been fine as a standalone Pokemon, but as a pre-evolution for Mr. Mime, that just wouldn't have worked. Speaking of baby Pokemon, I hate them. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I don't hate all baby Pokemon.
Did everybody collectively gasp?
There are some that I quite like, such as Mantike. I will admit that I think new pre-evolutions are far less interesting and exciting than new evolutions, but I don't hate
that's
all
a fair
baby
point.
Pokemon simply for existing. What I do not like is when they give a new pre-evolution to a Pokemon that definitely doesn't need it. I'm talking about when they give a smaller and weaker form to a Pokemon that was already small and weak. Baby Pokemon makes sense to be given to base form Pokemon that were
Fair
already
enough.
at least
Fair.
somewhat buff. Good examples are Electabuzz, Magmar, and Mantine. They have decently high base stat totals in the upper 400s. Plenty of fully evolved Pokemon have base stat totals of comparable levels, so giving them a pre-evolution isn't a crazy idea. But Igglybuff, Cleffa, and Azurill do not need to exist.
Makes no
Pichu is
sense.
in the same situation,
I never
but it gets
thought of
a
it
pass
like that.
because it's related to the series mascot, so they had some incentive there, and also I think it's extremely cute. But the other three are baby forms given to Pokemon that already made sense as base form Pokemon. Of these three, the highest base stat total is Clefairy with only 323. The next highest base stat total of a Pokemon that received a baby form was Roselia with a base stat total of 400.
I don't even want to talk about the godforsaken Badoo. Burn it alive.
77 points higher than Clefairy.
Eat my ass.
That's a huge jump. The Pokemon that have low base stat totals did not need baby forms. They don't need to exist. I've held this belief for a long time, so when the Gold and Silver demo sprites were first revealed, I was stunned to see that we really dodged a bullet, because they originally intended to include a disgusting amount of baby Pokemon forms of already weak Pokemon. Here are all the beta baby Pokemon whose next evolution would have been a Pokemon with an under 400 base stat total. Baby Vulpix, Baby Goldeen, Baby Paris, Baby Doduo,
Oh,
Baby
Lord.
Meowth, Baby Grimer, and
What?
Baby
The baby Grimer, what the fuck?
Growlithe. There were also beta baby forms of Tangela and Ponyta, but both Tangela and Ponyta have over 400 as their base stat total, so I
They
can't
get the
really
pass.
criticize them here. Except for saying that beta baby Ponyta looks like Ponyta with shorter legs and less fire. So I'm glad that all of these baby Pokemon didn't make it into the game,
Thank
but I
God.
want to spend a little bit of extra time on one in particular, that being Hinazu, the baby form of Doduo. What the hell is this?
I don't
It
even
is
know what I'm
immediately
looking
apparent
at.
that this
What is that?
Pokemon is based on baby
Hello?
birds in a nest. Their dead eyes are a tad unsettling, but what's truly unsettling to me is that this is basically a nest with 3 birds in it that has 2 feet sticking out the bottom. It's just weird. Also, if this Pokemon had not been cut, that means the Doduo line would have started with 3 heads, then gone down to 2, and then gone back to 3.
Don't worry about it.
Like, what? What happened to the 3rd head during the
No.
Doduo stage? Was
Don't worry about it.
just shoved up the butt or something? I don't know. So that about
Maybe.
wraps it up for beta Pokemon. I am glad we're cut. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend this video here. Also, don't forget to check out Raid Shadow Legends, linked in the description. Alright, that's all I have for now. So till next time, Pokey fans. Gotta
catch 'em
all.
all. Hell yeah, brother. I don't know what some of those were. I was just staring and I'm like, hello? Pokemon? What were we cooking here? What was going on? What was happening? Somebody help. Okay. We're done with some M&J TV today, guys. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna do more Jamie Oliver, because raise your hand if you like Jamie Oliver. You guys can't see it, but I'm raising my hand. Jamie Oliver destroyed fried rice again from Uncle Roger. Oh, and I'm not subscribed. I'm gonna subscribe now. Cause what more can we do than just watch Jamie Oliver make more fried rice? Cause that just seems to be his thing. Anyways, Jamie Oliver destroy fried rice again. I do like Korean fried rice. Korean kimchi fried rice, fire. Probably one of my favorite fried rices on planet Earth, okay? Korean fried rice, chef's kiss, bonita. I actually might make that for dinner tonight. It sounds so good.
Fried rice.
Give me a beer.
Jamie, you can't even make regular fried rice and now you want to do a Korean version. Learn to walk before you run. And for this video, Uncle Roger gonna start with my leg down from chair. Because Jamie olive oil messed up rice so many times. If we do correct, then Uncle Roger put it back up on chair. And we need some dramatic lighting.
For more money-saving ideas, go to savewithjamie.com.
Save with Jamie. Somebody save Jamie from making all of this. Listen, I'm a little impartial to Korean food. I've Luke been like kind of Korean food pilled since I was in high school. So, you know, kimchi fried rice and like kimchi like jjigae, which is like the kimchi stew, is pretty regular on my dinner rotation. I go to a lot of Korean restaurants because I just love Korean food. Korean food is one of those things, like foods that don't make me feel sick after I eat it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I can't eat Filipino food like too often, like every day, or else my tummy's gonna hurt. Or like something super greasy, like I can't eat greasy food every day. But Korean food, they're very clean with the way they cook things. So it's one of those foods I'm like, ooh, I can eat this like every day. So we'll see how he makes the fried rice. Is it like a kimchi fried rice? Brisket fried rice? I'm a little confused. You know, I'm not going to question the brisket too much because, you know, brisket is in Korean cuisine. So, you know, maybe Jamie might be cooking. I don't know.
Saving money, good. Uncle Roger loves saving money also.
True.
Like I tell my nephew Nigel for his wedding, I'm gonna hire Weejo guy for him. But I just invite Uncle Guga. He show up and film everything for free. Oh, Uncle Roger smart.
No. Whoa, no. JB, please stop trying to cook Asian food. Please just stick to your Italian white people food.
What he used?
Please stop trying to cook Asian food, please.
Smoky barbecued sauce.
Smoky barbecue sauce? And not even Korean? That American barbecue
No, you could have used like gochujang or something, but even then, what the fuck?
sauce. And barbecue sauce is sweet. Fried rice not supposed to be sweet. It's gonna taste disgusting. Hiya.
We're already off to a bad start, brother.
Barbecue sauce is equal. First step wrong. Leg not gonna come back on chair. Barbecue sauce together. Ugh.
This lovely sort of barbecue sauce will dress around it.
Those are huge pieces. I feel like when you make fried rice, you kind of want everything in small pieces so it's evenly distributed throughout the rice. Listen, if I'm eating fried rice, I don't want a big chunk of meat in my mouth. Okay? The only time I want a big chunk of meat in my mouth is when Hudson Williams comes over. Anyways.
Construction work.
Are we using fresh rice for fried rice? I mean, you technically can, but it's not preferred.
Measurement.
You want to use cold, day-old rice?
Mug. What measurement you gonna use next? Painter's bucket. Plumber's boot. You want to use measurement. Use normal human being measurement. Like cup. Okay? You either use that or you just say use feeling. Now you're saying builder mug, it not measurement. And it not feeling. Worst of both worlds. This rice not cocaine.
Some white rice today, but actually
what
this is
packet
really
rice,
good
Uncle
with
Ben?
brown rice.
No.
It's a healthier option, or wholemeal rice.
I can't tell the difference. So cooked rice is a lot like softer and stickier, but when you use day-old rice, it's a little drier. So when you make fried rice, you want like the grains to be kind of separated. You don't want it super sticky. That's why they say to use day-old rice.
Normally just stir fry.
You say you want to save money, and then you use this expensive box rice? And look at the box.
I'm so confused.
It's a basmati.
I was about to say, is that basmati?
Rice, hiya.
That's not the correct rice.
Korean people don't eat basmati. Rice straight in water. You don't wash. Now the rice stinky like you, Jamie. You can tell Jamie embarrassed by this video. Because niece and nephew, if you live in UK and you click link to this original video in my description, it's gonna say video not available for your country. That right? Jamie Olive Oil trying to hide this shit from you? That's why you need this video sponsor, ExpressVPN, to uncover this cooking disaster.
God,
but it's not just
Jamie.
YouTube blocking content.
Jamie,
Netflix too also. If you live in US, Netflix only show you 7,000 titles. But worldwide, Netflix have over 18,000. Hiya, so stingy.
Guys, White Chicks, I don't know. White Chicks is on Netflix again. I swear to God it wasn't like there, but now it is. I love that movie.
So to watch title not offered in US, you have to pay for other streaming service. But ExpressVPN help you change location to anywhere in the world. Unlock all title worldwide. Want to start scary movie marathon with Five Nights at Freddy? Not available in US. But if you change location
Five
to
Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming to Netflix.
Canada, it right there. What about
I watched that movie so many times with the psych patients. The psych patients really like white chicks? White chicks making a comeback because it's a fire movie.
Juice? Change to Poland. A Quiet Place Day 1? It in Argentina. And in not just Netflix. ExpressVPN can unlock new content on Hulu, Disney+, HBO, and BBC iPlayer. All for just 12 cents a day. Don't need to pay for new streaming service. ExpressVPN work for laptop, tablet, phone, TV, and more. Up to 14 devices at same time free, yo! Uncle Roger used ExpressVPN, and you should too. Right now, you can get ExpressVPN at lowest price ever, starting at just...
uses Uncle Ben's products is because they're one of his sponsors. Oh, that makes more sense.
$3.49 a month, and if you use Uncle Roger's
That
special
makes
link,
a lot
you
of
can get
sense.
up to 4 extra months free.
It's
Go
all
to
coming together in my brain.
Uncle Roger. Link it.
I mean, Bibimbap has that, but I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Serious crispy bits and like texturally fluffy, crispy.
Why is he describing it like that with his head? What is he doing with his head?
It's very, very cool. I love it.
Oh my god.
How many wrong statements can one guy make in a row?
I'm trying to make it a bit sticky and I want to kind of make it catch a little bit.
Who want fried rice sticky and catching?
A rice dish on the top and then on the bottom, almost like a kind of rice.
You're making bibimbap then, no? That's hot stone bibimbap. You get like the nice crispy rice at the bottom.
Cracker.
But that's not fried rice.
The top part of rice too wet, not cooked enough, and bottom part of rice burnt and overcooked. So every grain of rice wrong? Walao, Jamie just making shit up now.
Garlic than that, but that's just personal preference.
A chili?
Listen, when a recipe says 2 cloves of garlic, you know what I do? I put it like 10 times that amount.
Correct. No. 7 minutes into it.
You're giving him too much credit, thinking he knows those 2 things are different dishes.
Joe, first correction.
You need to take the seeds out of the chili. You want this dish to have a little bit of heat.
I like chili.
Okay.
No!
Jamie, if you want cabbage in your Korean fried rice, then just use kimchi. Hiya,
That's
kimchi.
the only acceptable cabbage.
The most
Because it's fermented and it's super flavorful.
Korean thing to use. When you say Korean, you think barbecue sauce, but you don't think kimchi.
Kimchi's like the most common food in Korea, no? Like everybody over there eats kimchi.
What logic is this? Kimchi is the perfect Korean cabbage. And don't give it that shit like,
Oh, kimchi, very hard to get.
wrong. You can just
Dude,
buy
you
online.
could I've literally walked into Costco and they have kimchi. I think most grocery stores carry kimchi. It's not hard.
And these days, if you can afford packet rice, you can afford kimchi. Maybe next show Jamie Olive Oil do shouldn't be cooking show. It should just be him eating at Asian restaurant. Jamie, come to LA, visit Uncle Roger. I bring you around Koreatown, show you a few things.
They
Open
do say
invitation.
LA's Korean town has better food than Korea. Now I cannot confirm that. I've only ever been to like Korea one time and it was for a layover, so I only ate at like the restaurants around the airport. But you know, I've been to LA enough times to go to Koreatown, and the food over there is fire.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna poison you.
Where the pan's kind of getting...
And look at that pan. Look at how much shit in that pan.
I mean,
that pan.
remember, I don't know, BTS also agrees that LA Korean food is better than actual Korean food.
And more crowded than Black Friday
I
and
think most Koreans who've had LA Korean food would agree.
Costco.
Are we putting mint in
What
here?
he said?
And if you've got any mint or coriander around...
Mint and coriander for Korean fried rice? What? I'm going to eat so many Korean dish.
I have no words.
Not a single
What is it with these celebrity chefs and coriander?
dish have mint on there. What happened to good old spring onion?
Oh, something a bit different.
Every time Jamie Oliver says something a bit different, he just mean wrong.
At the end of the day, it just proves that left...
YouTube's down. Oh my god, did we get hit by the the Uncle Roger tax. No, yeah, no Jamie Oliver for YouTube.